exactly playing well either. So it's this weird period of time where the Padres are playing some of their worst baseball of the season, yet they're still in a playoff position. They're dealing with injuries, and shoot, they could even still win this division. But I don't know if I agree. There's a headline at MLB.com, Jim, that I noticed this afternoon that says, despite the injuries, the Padres are built to weather the recent storm that they're dealing with. I don't know. I really don't know if they are or not. 22 games to play. Friday night, they'll be in Colorado. The stretch run begins. Is it all of a sudden going to change? I mean, I could be convinced it will, or I could be convinced it won't. But it's obviously an important time for the Padres, who are just floundering right now in the NL West. They've lost 8 of 10, but like you said, just 2.5 games back somehow in the division.
Yeah, those headlines are written by people that don't watch the Padres on a daily basis.
Right? Like, despite rash of injuries, Padres built to weather recent storm.
Are they?
That's my. I mean, I'm watching. It doesn't appear to me they are.
Yeah, baseball is such a regionalized sport nowadays that when you see headlines like that on ESPN,
MLB.com,
or MLB.com, wherever it is, whatever publication it's from, unless it's from AC or Dennis or AJ Cassavell or whoever else covers the Padres on a daily basis, that tells me they don't watch. It's just like I bet you if you read the article,
it's from AJ Cassavell, but I get your point. I don't think he writes the headline.
But well, I guess maybe AJ believes that, but I don't. I think that they're going to have to start playing some really good baseball here. And if they don't, who knows what's going to happen? I think weathering the storm means that they can withstand these injuries in the long term. And I don't know if they can. Like, I don't know if the Bogarts injury and the Jason Adam injury and the Michael King injury, and, then you couple that with guys like really struggling. Can they weather the storm? I don't know.
Isn't weathering the storm, and I agree with you, like, what can you do, obviously, long-term, and can they overcome these injuries? But what can you do short-term? I mean, is there anything that we saw over the last week against the Twins and then the Orioles, for example, that leads you down a path that they will definitively and certainly win this series coming up this weekend against the Colorado Rockies? Was there anything you saw? I was like, you know what? I can see it in their eyes. Trust me, John. They're going to Denver. They're going to play their best baseball. They're going to sweep the Rockies, and they're going to get back on track. Maybe. I mean, that's possible because it's sports, but isn't there also a world where they go out there Friday night and they don't look good? This tailspin continues. And at some point, we're going to look up and say, the teams chasing them are awfully concerning. Like, we keep talking about teams in front of them. Cubs, Dodgers, 4 seed, division. And then all of a sudden, in the rearview mirror, you got teams like the Mets, 1 game behind you. But now the Giants are playing some of their best baseball. They're 5 games behind the Padres. I don't know when it's going to become a question about whether they make the postseason or not. But if they go out and lose a series to the Rockies or lose on Friday, I think at some point we're going to have to entertain that as a possibility more seriously than we have to this point.
I feel like what's happening right now with the Padres and the Dodgers is, when you watch a football game and one team feels like they've been dominating the whole game and they're only up by 10.
How are they only up 7?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, what? How is this possible?
So true.
And that's how I feel about the Dodgers Padres is the Dodgers have dominated the Padres all year long. And then you look up in the National League West and you're like, wait, they're only 2.5 back? Like, how is that possible? The Dodgers are on the verge of being swept today by the Pirates, and Paul Skeens is on the mound, so we'll see what happens there. But if they get swept, you're 2 back with 22 to play.
There'll be 2 in the loss column as well, which means you'd have to overcome 3 games, but it's a great point.
And I don't feel like it's that close. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel that way. When I watch the Padres play and I've seen the Dodgers play against the Padres, I'm just like, how is this thing even close? But again, I don't watch Dodger baseball on a daily basis, but looking at what they've done
head to head, it looked like the Dodgers were the superior team.
What they've done against everybody else, except for the Padres, they've sucked. They've been awful.
It also feels like, and I think you actually put it in the headline of the YouTube video, it feels like one of those situations where neither team wants to take advantage of it.
Right? Who's going to win? Who wants to take the
last week? The Dodgers could have won it. You could actually make the same argument for the Padres. Let's say they went out against the Twins and the Orioles and went 5-1. If the Padres had taken care of business against bad teams and gone 5-1, they're alone in first place right now in the NL West. It's one of those situations where both teams are kneeling on a football playing for the tie in the NFL. Like, does it make any sense to be playing for a tie? But with all that being said, I mean, the division remains there. But 2 things it's like, I don't want to talk about the division because I'm watching the Padres and how they're playing. So why am I talking about them winning the division when they can't win a game? And then I also don't want to talk about them not making the postseason when they're still 5 games up on a playoff spot. But it just feels like they're in no man's land between, can they win the division? Are they ultimate? Is this 2021 all over again? Where they're going to be on the outside looking in? Or are they just who they are? They're going to be a 5 or 6 seed. They're going to be a road wildcard team, and they're going to have an uphill battle once they get to the postseason, dealing with these injuries and dealing with their poor play.
Alden Gonzalez, I don't know if you saw his tweets last night. He's just basically, he's like, baseball is just the dumbest sport imaginable because it doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
He put out a couple of tweets for the Padres and Dodgers. Just listen to this, and it makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
No sense at all. The Padres, they won 7 of 8 going into LA back a couple weeks ago. Then they got swept by the Dodgers. Then they won 5 of 7 against the Giants and the Dodgers the following week. Then they lost 5 of 6 to the Twins and the Orioles shortly after. Then you look at the Dodgers. All right. 9-0 start to their season, 56-32 on July 3rd. Then they lose 21 of 33 to blow a 9-game lead in the NL West. They sweep the Padres, then lose 4 of 7 in Colorado and San Diego. Then they win 4 in a row. Then they lose 4 of 5 to the D-backs and the Pirates. Nothing makes sense. Like nothing. And that's the sport of baseball. It doesn't make sense at all. You could have the best team and you can go out and lose to some random pitcher on any given night because that dude, for whatever reason, throws 7 shutout innings against you.
I mean, Kevin did the deep dive to your point. He said most World Series winners have a stretch like the Padres have gone through, even the Dodgers have gone through. Now, it's hard to see that like in real time. It's hard to be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense that teams that have won World Series hit the skids in September, but you don't have to look, if you're a Padres fan, you don't have to look further than 1998 when they played terribly in September. They made a World Series. Obviously, it's different, the postseason format and rounds in 1998 as opposed to 2025. But yeah, you look at the 98 Padres. There's countless examples of teams playing poorly over the course of the year and winning World Series. Shoot, there's been teams that are under 500 at the halfway point, right, that have recently won the World Series. All I know is I have 2 eyes. I'm watching every game and every inning, and I'm seeing a team that has starting pitching issues, obviously, that offense has reverted back to where they were in the first half, that's dealing with a significant injury to Jason Adam, so on and so forth. And it doesn't seem like they're primed to, turn this fully around and go win the World Series. But then again, someone's going to do it this year. You can't say definitively any one team right now is primed to go win the World Series, probably. So who knows? We'll see. I think they're getting in ultimately, but please go out and show us something this weekend in Colorado, please.
And it's not going to be easy. I don't care how easy their schedule is anymore. I was the first person to say, look, their easy schedule, once you get to that Twin Series, all the way up until basically, they play the Mets, but after that they play the White Sox in Chicago. I mean, you only have 2 really series in September that are against teams that are playoff teams. Everything else, like you should play good against those teams. Now, I can't say that anymore. I can't give this team the benefit of the doubt until they go out and show it, until they prove it, because they could easily lose 2 or 3 this weekend, but they could also easily win 2 or 3, and then they can easily get swept. Or they could easily sweep. Like, that's how stupid this is right now with the Padres. I have no idea what they're going to do. None. And just reading those Alden Gonzalez tweets, neither do a lot of teams in baseball. And that's how it is right now. It's very weird.
That's why it's like in the National League specifically, because I spend way more time consuming the National League than we're consuming the American League, like day-to-day with standings. It doesn't feel as if any one team would be overly confident. Sure, you can use the Brewers because of their standing, and as a 1 seed, I think you are confident, and they put together a very good year. But like, is it easy to separate a team like LA from San Diego? Is it easy to separate a team like the Cubs from the Phillies? As in, it does feel like it is open in the National League. So part of you is like, well, if it's open, take advantage of it. But the other part of you is like, well, it's open and they're playing their worst baseball with it being open, and they're dealing with injuries.
So is everyone else.
And are they primed to take advantage of it being open or not? I'll go back to, Kevin didn't want to go down this path yesterday. I'll go down the path. They do not play well on the road. You are asking for failure if you secure or a five or a 6 seed in the postseason. I'm telling you, the path is so slim through that 5 or 6 seed, 3-game series followed by not having home field advantage, potentially all the way out. And it was in front of them. They could have won a series against the Twins. They could have won a series against the Orioles. They'd be right there for a 2 or a 3 or a 4 seed. And now it just feels very uphill to get to a 2, 3, or 4 seed. So they're going to do it the hard way, is my point. They might get in as a 5 or 6, and they're unfortunately doing it from a position of weakness as opposed to a position of strength, which was not my expectation when we were at the deadline and they made all these moves. It feels like they haven't fully taken advantage of making the moves at the deadline and playing their best baseball here down the stretch. And maybe they will over the last 22 games. Like you said, who knows?
Well, they're playing good baseball.
They were.
And that was after the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they took a bunch of series and then they got to Dodger Stadium. And since that moment, it just downhill. But then they recovered and won 4-5. And then, 4-5. And then it's like they've lost now 8 of 10. Now, I said the other day, the one thing about this team that you've seen over the last 2 years is when they stink, they stink. All right. They're awful. But quickly after a bad stretch, they seemingly get hot. Mm-hmm. It's very weird. Like they'll lose 8 of 10 or they'll be, 3-9 in their last, 12 games and they'll rip off 5 in a row. Like it's a very weird team in that sense. All those 5-game losing streaks last year and they still won 93 games.
Yep. That
means they got hot a lot. So it's happened this year too. It's just recently it happened, but it's put up or shut up time, and you've got 22 games left in your season. You can't ease your way back into playing better baseball. It's got to start tomorrow. As Mike Shildt said yesterday, it's over. Now we'll see if he's right on that, and we'll see that if he's going to look like a moron or not, because they could easily play bad baseball on Friday. And then guess what? What Mike Shildt said about how this team is done playing bad baseball, well, actually it's not, Mike. So we'll see. And it's up to them to fix it.
Do you know the Padres record since they were 14-3 to start the year?
Oh, well, I can't do math.
One game over 500.
Okay.
So, they've just been an average team since they're 14. Wow. Any way you slice it, for over 120 games, they have been a dead average team. 14-3 is a lifetime ago. That's when Fernando Tatis Jr. could hit for power. So they're a 500 team over the last 120 games. If you missed Mike Shildt yesterday, you're going to hear from him on the other side postgame after the Padres were swept at home by the Orioles. Chris Hodge taking Vegas back with us at 4:30. NFL football at 4:45. Stay with us. It's Jon and Jim. All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, Cowboys-Eagles pregame coverage right here. Beginning at 4:45 p.m., it is the NFL opener from Philadelphia, the rivalry in the NFC East, and you can hear it again coming up at 4:45. Good to have Chris Hodge back with us. He will return. He'll have free winners, free plays for our listeners coming up at 4:30. We have wave tickets to give away today as well. I'll tell you more about that coming up later in the show. But if you missed Mike Shildt postgame yesterday, I really felt as if, and you guys tell us, I really felt as if he was at a loss for words. This just starts with his assessment of the team's play, swept at home by the Orioles. Here was Mike Shildt postgame.
Yeah, you're pleased with the effort. You're pleased with the fight. You're pleased with the competitiveness, but you're clearly disappointed and frustrated with the outcome. Not only today, but recently. Very frustrated, very disappointed. I got to look at myself. I got to be better. I'm not disappointed in our players. I'm just disappointed that, we've been able to have a stretch where we haven't been able to shake hands more consistently. But I have no confidence lost in this group whatsoever. If anything, it'll make us stronger. Every confidence in that. And this too shall pass. It'll pass soon.
I know you scored the 5 runs. Guys got some big hits. The first 5 innings, I wonder what you thought of the at-bats during that time and how much, if that could be attributed to being down 7-0.
Listen, no, we're here with the winners find solutions, but we're human too. And, look, we've had 2 leads past the 5th inning in the last 10 games, and we've won both of them. Shockingly. So it like I said, it took it, no excuses, give Povich credit. And then the group figured him out and, got a little spark with, not surprisingly, Manny with the 2-run homer to get us on the board. And so, but yeah, it's, a little bit of a kick playing down.
I know it is a day-to-day thing with a different starter going each day, but how do you kind of get things rolling in the rotation again?
It's a great question. We've got to, the keeping the ball in the ballpark part is a part of it. It's for me, it's more they can get back to the fundamentals. They're going to hit their home runs occasionally, and it's going to happen. But it's the walks that are leading up to it that have led to damage. And again, guys are going to earn walks. Tip your hat. There's occasionally where we pitch around the guy and he gets a walk. We understand what that we're looking to do. But the walks that are the hit by pitches that have started to show up a little bit more consistently, those are got to be eliminated. And the other one is, we've got to do a better job of pitching inside consistently. And I want to be clear, that doesn't mean bad people or anything like that. It's not how we compete. But we need to use both sides of the plate and keep people a little more honest, which will keep people in the ballpark a little more consistently.
Just the second immaculate inning in Padres history today for Mason Miller. What do you think?
How about that? It'd have been way better and funner if we'd had a 2-run lead. But, good for Mason. It's electric. Slider was unhittable.
What have you come to realize about his stuff, having now had him for a month, that maybe you didn't?
I knew he had the arm. I didn't know the slider was as good as it was and the confidence he has in it, coupled with the big fastball. And he's got that third pitch, which he doesn't necessarily need, but I was pleased about how good that changeup is. Clearly, he's not going to be a changeup guy, but he's got it in his bag.
Not only have these games necessarily been tough, but they've also been really long. How important is like an off day tomorrow to help you guys kind of reset in this final stretch?
Yeah, you speak to a good point. The games have been longer, and the question is, why? And the why is a lot of reasons, but a big part of the why is not consistently being able to, have shorter innings, not be able to, you walk guys and there's mound visits and there's trips and there's, throwing over, and we just got to get in this rhythm of get that first hit or, involve our defense to strength of ours. And then play with a little more rhythm and pace. That's how we play the game. We just have not been able to get in any kind of good rhythm for the last 10 games. And, those games happen, and you'll sprinkle them in throughout the season, and you may have a couple that, end up being consecutive. But the one thing I'm really comfortable and confident in, we're seeing a lot of them, but they're done. I'm declaring them over.
Okay, 2 questions. 1, have you ever heard anybody in your life with a drier mouth than Mike Shildt? And 2, how do you play with more rhythm and pace in baseball?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a rhythm pace game. I mean, every team is working with a pitch clock now. It's like you either pitch well or you pitch poorly, but it's not really a rhythm game. It's a pitching game. You can have better pitching, but I don't know if you're going to have better rhythm without better pitching.
Yeah,
I don't even know what rhythm really is in baseball.
Yeah, you can get into a rhythm if you have good pitching, but that's something they haven't done. So maybe he's alluding to that's how you get into better rhythm. Again, it's a Mike Shildt, so who the hell knows? And by the way, as Kevin says, and it's probably one of his biggest pet peeves, and I agree with him, Mike, you don't how are you going to be better? Like, what are you going to do?
Is it? I mean, I've never heard him say it really until
He said it a lot last year.
he hasn't said it this year until now, and it didn't make any sense the way he used it today. You're down 7-0, Mike. I mean, Nestor Cortez will have 4 home runs.
I got to be better. I mean, look, the I got to be better part for Mike Shildt has to do with why the hell you keep pinch hitting Will Wagner. Okay, you got to be better there. The moves you make in the bullpen, you got to be better there. But when Nestor Cortez gives up 4 home runs, how are you supposed to be better, Mike? Makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. His team's got to be better beginning tomorrow night in Colorado against the Rockies. We'll get back to it over the course of the next couple of hours. We're here until 4:45. And again, Chris Hodge taking Vegas free picks for our listeners coming up. Of course, the NFL returns tonight. Cowboys and Eagles. You can hear it with pregame coverage again beginning at 4:45 p.m. Will it be a good night or not? Will it be a good game or not? In the NFL, Eagles and Cowboys from Philadelphia, defending champs against a team now without Micah Parsons. We'll get into that on the other side. Chris Hodge at 4:30. We're here until 4:45. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update is brought to you by Aleve. Padres have an off day today. They start a 3-game series against the Rockies tomorrow night in Colorado. Somehow the Padres still only trail the Dodgers by 2.5 games in the National League West. Dodgers take on the Pirates tonight in Paul Skeens, 3:40 first pitch in Pittsburgh. Both teams just flat out stink right now. And tonight, the NFL kicks off in Philadelphia as the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys, 5:20 kickoff time. Our pregame coverage starts at 4:45 right here on San Diego Sports 760. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
All right, Chris Hodge taking Vegas back with us at 4:30. He'll have free picks for our listeners. Of course, Eagles and Cowboys coming up tonight at 4:45. We also have San Diego Wave tickets to give away. They're retiring Alex Morgan's jersey this weekend. We'll have a player from the Wave, Kira Caruso, with us in studio at 3:30. And after our conversation with Kira, we'll give away some of those tickets for Sunday against Houston. Alex Morgan's jersey retirement. We've got a 4-pack of tickets that we'll give away coming up around 3:30 or so. So Brent just mentioned this off air. It's a good point. The Eagles at home against the Cowboys, raising banners, celebrating, pomp and circumstance, are only a 7.5-point favorite. Of course, the Cowboys offseason has been mired in this Micah Parsons news. They were awful last year against Philadelphia. They were dealing with the Dak Prescott injury as well last year. But Eagles minus 7.5. I want to say the Eagles last year, I was about to look it up. I think they outscored the Cowboys in 2 games by 60, 6-0, I think more, maybe 62 points. Are we trusting the Cowboys for like keeping it close on the road tonight? Seems ambitious, doesn't it?
I think it's moved. It's up to 8.5 right now.
Okay, so it's moved. Okay.
What do you think? You don't think Kenny Clark's going to stop the run of Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts and shut down that defense all alone, or shut down that offense all by himself?
Last time they were in Philadelphia, December 29th, 41-7 Philadelphia.
Do you think those 2 first-round draft picks make a big impact in tonight's game?
Game in Dallas, 34-6 Philadelphia.
Will the ghost of Micah Parsons have a couple sacks tonight?
No. The Cowboys, yeah, I know the Cowboys have lost at least 4 of the last 5 against the Eagles, I want to say. I don't know. Handicappers know more than we do probably. 8.5 is a big number in the NFL. But it doesn't seem that hard to envision the Eagles winning by multiple scores tonight at home.
Will Jerry Jones throw a touchdown pass tonight for the Cowboys?
I don't think so. We'll be watching from some owner's suite.
Probably. I don't even think this is going to be competitive tonight. Which kind of is, it sucks because you want to see like the first game of the NFL season be competitive. I mean, it could be competitive for maybe a half. But all in all, I don't feel like the Eagles are going to be in any jeopardy to lose this game tonight against Dallas. Now, we'll see what, Dak's healthy, right? They still got CeeDee Lamb. I don't really know much about what's going on with their offensive line and who's even their running back. And they lost Michael Parsons, but hey, they got Kenny Clark. And their new head coach, like, are we going to see him be a fish out of water, or is he going to actually make some moves and call some plays that actually like wow, maybe Dallas might be onto something here. I don't know. It's probably too early to even tell.
But there's a number of examples of teams as underdogs on the road in the Thursday openers playing well. There's a lot of like, it's all about them. It's not about us against the world, upsets and certainly covers. I mean, if we looked at the last 8, there's got to be 3 or 4 road covers or road upsets in the last 7 or 8. But just because it's happened previously, and like the Chiefs have been beaten by the Ravens, for example, doesn't mean this bad Cowboys team is going up against, Philadelphia is the favorite to win the Super Bowl. So like a historically good or very good football team, it doesn't mean the Cowboys, just because other teams have done it before, they're going to put themselves in a position to win this game.
Like, can we get a game like we got last year for the opener? Probably not, right? 2 good teams, 2 teams that are, Super Bowl contenders. The final play of the game, Isaiah Likely, his like big toe touched the line in the back of the end zone.
That was right. Ravens Chiefs, right?
I don't know if we're going to get that type of game tonight because I don't feel like Dallas is a good football team. I think the Eagles are far better, superior. Like they're a superior team in the league. Their roster is arguably the best in the NFL. Dallas, I mean, after the trade of Michael Parsons and a defense that without Michael last year was awful. I don't know if Kenny Clark's going to make a huge difference tonight. We'll see. But it's also, defending champs in the NFL, unless you're the Chiefs, usually have a down year the following season after winning the Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens with the Eagles this year. But I just think the roster is just too good. And the one thing that will stop them is the injuries. That's kind of where I sit with the Eagles right now.
I think what's going to keep it close tonight is it's week one. Everyone plays like crap in week one because none of the starters play in the preseason. So a lot of these guys, this is going to be their first, reps and first playing time of the year. And they're going to have rust to shake off. I bet even the Eagles will look like crap in the first half just because, did Saquon play in the first or in the preseason?
No.
Exactly. So
2 of the last 3 road teams in the opener against the champs have won. Bills over the Rams in 2022, Lions over the Chiefs. Remember, I'm like, why are the Lions in this game? Lions over the Chiefs in 2023. And then last year, like you said, it was a toe that separated the Chiefs and the Ravens. So all 3 of those games, the road team has played really well. Shoot, Cowboys-Buccaneers, remember that game?
Oh, that was a great game.
Bucs won that game by 2. 31-29. They were a heavy favorite in that game as well.
That was one of the best openers in recent memory.
So the last 4 have all either had the road team win or the road team played within a touchdown of the Super Bowl champs. So maybe they find a way to play up to Philadelphia here tonight.
Did you see what Nick Sirianni said in a press conference? I think it was maybe last week or earlier this week.
What did he say?
He said he didn't even realize it was banner night on Thursday at the Link.
Didn't they say the team will not be out for the banner raising ceremony, that they'll be inside during it?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I had read that they won't even be on the field as all that pomp and circumstance plays out. They're going to let that play out with the fan base, and the team is going to do what the team needs to do to get ready to play a football game.
I mean, I don't think Nick Sirianni, I don't know about Nick Sirianni. I mean, he's won a Super Bowl, so it's hard to criticize the guy, right? But he does things you're like, what are you doing? Stop being such a bro. But he's won.
He's won at a good clip.
And so for him to be like, I didn't know it was banner night. Yes, you did.
That's kind of weird.
Like,
how could you possibly not know that?
It's your home opener.
It's Thursday night.
Yeah, stop. You know that you remember you won the Super Bowl last year, even though you're trying to forget about it so you can move on to this season. Like, stop it.
I mean, the number in this game, if you saw anything this past weekend with college football, it had like its highest rated games ever this past weekend for week 1. So I'm just assuming because you put the Super Bowl champs against the Dallas Cowboys, you're looking at some ridiculous number here tonight to start the NFL season. I think even with the Cowboys strife, with the Jerry Jones saga, with Micah Parsons not being there, with their expectations very low. I mean, what are their expectations? 6, 7, 8 wins here in 2025.
Lose as much as possible for a better draft pick.
I think even with all that, you're looking at probably a historical opener in terms of ratings because it's the NFL. And all it does is go up, 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 up. And this kicks off the long weekend. You got Thursday. You got Friday in Brazil. You got the full Sunday slate. You have Monday Night Football. So all of a sudden, it kind of snuck up on us. All of a sudden, it's back.
20 million
viewers? No. Ohio State, Texas did 16-6. I'd say 40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ohio State, Texas did 16-6 at 9 a.m. Pacific.
I don't know why I thought 20.
Yeah. No, I don't know what a good opener is.
I don't know either. But
I think probably in the 40
I feel like
range.
40 is very high.
It's a big number.
I feel like 40 is like Thanksgiving numbers.
It may be.
I don't know if that's like season opener numbers.
It'll be interesting to see. I'll pull up like last year's opener, but I think you're looking at. So Ravens Chiefs had 30 million last year.
Okay, so this one's going to do. Yeah,
so 35, maybe 33, 35. It'll be a big number.
Usually Thanksgiving gets the biggest numbers. Christmas now is getting pretty big numbers. I think it was like 28 million watched on YouTube last year or something crazy.
And don't you feel like the numbers are juiced now? There's something going on with the numbers where
juiced.
Everything seems juiced. But I mean, if Ohio State didn't really have 16.6 million viewers at 9 a.m. Pacific,
that's a lot.
That's a big number, and the game wasn't even that entertaining.
I know it. I know.
All right, we'll continue to react to that on the other side. We'll get your phone calls as well if you want to weigh in on the Padres on this off day. They're getting ready for the Rockies tomorrow, the first of 3 in Denver at Coors Field. We have Kira Carusa from the Wave in studio at 3:30, including a Wave ticket giveaway for this weekend. Chris Hodge has free picks for our listeners coming up with the NFL getting underway later tonight. He will join us at 4:30. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. I can catch the Sean Lewis Show tomorrow night. That's tomorrow at 6, San Diego Sports 760. Me and Rich Ornberger sit down with head coach, look back on the Stony Brook win, look ahead to this weekend. Big game in Pullman against Washington State. Sean Lewis Coaches Show tomorrow at 6, and you're home for the Aztecs San Diego Sports 760. Of course, we have NFL football tonight. 4:45 pregame, Cowboys and Eagles. Now, you were very critical of Red Zone and the decision to include advertising, right? Yesterday.
Commercials.
Yeah, advertising, commercials, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Did you know this has nothing to do with ESPN? that decision?
Explain.
I'll explain. So the NFL owns
I know
90% of
ESPN
Red Zone.
paid to get the
rights to Red Zone. I'll read the exact tweet. Probably pointless to explain further, but this, just to be clear, ESPN is not acquiring Red Zone. It's acquiring the NFL network, and it's acquiring the name Red Zone, but the actual show continues to be owned by the NFL. 90% of the show is owned by the NFL. It's the NFL's decision to add advertising.
Okay. Well, still, it's the corporate
It's the NFL
umbrella that
they want to create more revenue for the NFL, right?
It's the Game of Thrones of it's the House NFL and House ESPN. Like, they're the same. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I guess. And I guess at the end of the day, they're going to have how many ads?
They're going to have 4 15-second ads. And you might say, dude, that's nothing. And you're right. Nothing. It's nothing. It's 1 minute or I guess 1 to 2 minutes. They say, I know 4:15, it's 1 minute, but like 1 minute and 7 hours of football. Why are you complaining? Here's why. Because guess what happens after 1 minute, 1 minute of commercials? In a couple years, they'll add like 5 minutes of commercials. And then after that, they'll add like 15 minutes of commercials. This is the start, and there's no going back. They're not going to keep just 15 seconds or 1 total minute in 7 hours for the next decade. I guarantee you that as time passes, they're going to just continuously slip in more commercials and more commercials. And then you're going to be like, why are there so many commercials on this?
Okay, but right now, is it that big of a deal? It's like I watch Netflix and I pay for the Netflix like ad model, and you're watching a show, and then all of a sudden there's 75 seconds of commercials. Or we watch WWF and there's commercials. Or you watch the NFL games and there's commercials constantly after every drive and kickoff.
Yeah, and it's not that big of a deal. It might become annoying, but I agree. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just more or less looking at the future of this. And
slippery slope.
Once you start, you can't stop. And you don't, are you telling me that they're just all of a sudden just not going to add more commercials to this thing in the future? Of course they are.
I think you're probably right. And I also think people ultimately
will still watch.
Yeah, it's exactly right. A little bit like the inside of the NBA. Everyone's all up in arms. Like, is the show going to be shortened? Are they going to add new characters to it? Are they going to change the format? But at the end of the day, the ratings will probably be up on ESPN from where they were on Turner. Because ESPN has like more play-by-play and more programming than Turner has. So like people go up in arms about something, but then it just like changes and people move on and the world keeps spinning.
Yeah, I get it. It doesn't, I don't know. I don't like how people are going to be upset about it. And you can be upset if you want. And you got guys like Pat McAfee and Adam Schefter being like, why are you guys mad? Like, we can't, no one can relate to you guys. So stop trying to tell people that are upset about something to not be upset about something. I'll never be able to relate to Pat McAfee other than talking into a microphone.
Right.
So
sure,
like,
that's true.
Why are you telling me that I can't be annoyed with commercials on my NFL Red Zone?
When you hear it, you're like, oh, that's pretty jarring. What do you mean you're going to have commercials? Because forever the whole show is defined by the Hanson
commercial-free football.
He's there for 7 hours. So you're like, oh my gosh, commercials, that's really jarring to the system. And to your point, if in 3 or 5 or 7 years you go from 1 minute of commercials to 20 minutes of commercials, okay, that's an experience change. But in the here and now, I think people are kind of accustomed to like, there's just ads everywhere. I mean, anywhere you can, podcasting has ads, YouTube has ads, radio has ads, TV has ads.
And I wouldn't be surprised if in the future, there becomes a different type of NFL Red Zone subscription package.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
With the new ESPN app or whatever this is going to be. But look, in the here and now, I mean, it's going to be whatever. But honestly, if you are a consumer of the NFL, like my favorite team, I watch the 49ers. So whenever they're on, I'm only watching that game. So I'm not watching Red Zone. I don't have Red Zone on my television when the Niners are on. I could care less about what's happening around the NFL when the 49ers play.
Sure, it's the other time. Let's say they're playing at 4 o'clock Eastern, so you're watching at 1 o'clock Eastern or 10 a.m. Pacific. Then the game's on at 1:15. You turn on the Niners,
and that's half of my 7 hours time or whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's how most people do it.
And when the Niners aren't on, then yeah, I'll probably have Red Zone on, depending if the Eagles play because it was Aaron and we watch the Eagles. But still, Red Zone is it's still really good, and it's a great way to consume a lot of NFL content at one time. But if you are a fan of one particular team, you're not watching Red Zone. For the most part.
I completely agree.
I'm worried that the NFL would try and squeeze in extra stuff and go, oh, this technically isn't a commercial break. Kind of like how they'll be like, they won't technically go to commercial, but they'll squeeze in a 30-second spot and do the split screen, and they don't count that as a commercial break. That's what I'm kind of wondering. They'll go, oh, no, it'll only be like, 4 15-minute actual commercials, but we're going to cut away like every 2 minutes and do split screen.
That would be a lot of commercials. You know what? Here's the one thing here's my knock on Red Zone. The NFL keeps taking games off Sundays. They'll splice a game to Friday. They'll splice 2 to Monday for those doubleheaders. They'll splice a game to Christmas. They'll splice the day to Black Friday. So where you have 32 teams, which is 16 games a week, you get into bye weeks. And all of a sudden, the number of games being played in certain windows on Sunday is not that many.
Like 3 or 2.
The West Coast window, the 1 o'clock West Coast start, you got 2 or 3 games on. That's a bigger concern to me. Like, I don't need Red Zone because I got Raiders, Chargers, and Niners, Bears. There's 2 games on. You don't even need it. I don't like how they've moved so many games off Sunday. Therefore, they've kind of de-emphasized Sunday. Yes, the first window always has 6 or 7 games. But the second window, there's 2 or 3 games on. It's like you don't even need Red Zone. There's only 2 or 3 games on. You can just watch them. You could throw on CBS and Fox. You can watch the 2 games without Red Zone.
I mean, the concept of Red Zone is genius. To have like just all NFL games in one spot. You see every touchdown of every game. You have, a studio host directing you through matchups, telling you what happened here, what's at stake here, what's at stake there. I mean, it's truly a genius type of format. And to have 7 hours of it is kind of crazy.
So like week 1, for example, there's 4 games at 1 p.m. Titans, Broncos, Niners, Seahawks, Lions, Packers, Texans, Rams. Like, so it's not like, I like when there's like 6 or 7 games going on. I feel like when there's 3 games going on, sometimes there's not even a lot going on.
Well, I'll say this. When there's like only 2 or 3 games on, you'll be able to watch most of that game on Red Zone.
They just keep it there.
Right.
It's exactly right. That's exactly what they do.
And that's kind of my gripe a little with the Red Zone is that sometimes if a game's good or 2 good teams, maybe I want to watch just specifically 100%. That game.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't really care what's happening in Browns Jaguars.
Right.
Unless I have fantasy football stakes in it.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, I'm like, hey, if the Eagles are playing the Commanders, I kind of want to watch that game.
That's a good point. It's a very good point. All right, in the 3 o'clock hour, we're going to get back to the Padres. Kira Caruso from the Wave will join us at 3:30. Again, we have a 4-pack of tickets to give away for Sunday. It's Alex Morgan's jersey retirement. Chris Hodge from Taking Vegas is free picks for our listeners at 4:30. We have NFL football returning right here on 760 at 4:45. So Jon and Jim, hour 2 comes your way next on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Padres have an off day today. They start a 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies starting tomorrow night in Denver. Padres somehow are still just only 2.5 games back of the Dodgers in the National League West. Dodgers take on the Pirates, trying to avoid a sweep in Pittsburgh. 3:40 first pitch there. It's Blake Snell against Paul Skeens in Pittsburgh. Good matchup. And tonight, the NFL season kicks off in Philadelphia as the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys. 5:20 kickoff time. Our pregame coverage starts at 4:45. You can listen to the game and all the action right here on San Diego Sports 760. Need HVAC? This month, get 0% for 18 months on a new system. Schedule your free proposal at AndersonPHA.com. That's Anderson, fast, reliable, wow.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of Jon and Jim. We have a bit of a short show because at 4:45, we will hand you off to our pregame coverage of Cowboys and Eagles. The NFL opener gets underway at 5:15. We have Chris Hodge from Taking Vegas. We'll have free picks for you coming up this weekend in college and NFL football at 4:30. He's back with us. And then Kira Caruso, San Diego Wave, San Diegan. She's going to join us at 3:30. We have a 4-pack of tickets to give away for Sunday's Wave match against Houston, Alex Morgan's retirement jersey night. Now, Eric's been very patient on line 1. I apologize to Eric. I didn't realize he was on hold over the last 30 minutes or so. So, Eric, we appreciate you waiting on hold, and thanks for calling in. 877-767-4760. Eric, you're back with us on Jon and Jim.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
listening in before I get to the Padres, just want to touch on tonight's game. I think the NFL did it right, and they're one of the few leagues that does. I mean, think about how special this is for the fans, and I say that because I'm a fan myself, of course, of the San Diego Padres. But the hype doesn't get any bigger. You're playing a division rival. If you're a Cowboy fan, it's banner night, the rings, all the other fun stuff. You're on the road. You'd like nothing better than to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and then same goes for the Philadelphia fans, right? So it's a beautiful time to be a fan of either of these two teams. And then to the Padres, I mean, much props to Baltimore, right? But I think, again, I'm going to go back to being a fan. I think I'd much rather be 2.5 games back than 17 games back if I'm a Baltimore Oriole fan right now sitting on my recliner, or a Colorado Rocky for that matter, waiting for San Diego to show up to Mile High. Thank you very much.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt the Padres are in a better situation than Baltimore or Colorado. But that doesn't really change my tune on my thoughts on the Padres here recently. Like, it's true. I'd rather be, watching or following the Padres than the Orioles right now. But I don't take solace in the fact that the Rockies are bad.
No.
Like, I don't take solace in the fact that Arizona sold at the deadline. What I'll take solace in is if they start to play to their ability. I mean, to everyone's point, including yours and our, 3 weeks ago, they were among the better teams in the sport. And their roster has changed. Bogart's injury, Jason Adam injury. But, you can't tell me that because of injury, they've gone from one of the better teams in the sport to one of the worst teams in the sport. They've just played really poorly over the last 10 games.
And their margin for error has shrunk significantly. Not just the Jason Adam injury that hurts this team. It's the Xander Bogaerts injury that hurts this team. Even though Xander Bogaerts isn't like this, I can't believe they lost Xander Bogaerts. He's kind of forgettable. He just is. He does some nice things here and there. He's got hot this season. He turned the season around, thankfully. Could you imagine where this team would be if Xander didn't?
Right.
But overall, it's not like you've just lost Bryce Harper or Shohei Ohtani or Manny Machado. Xander Bogaerts is Xander Bogaerts. But the drop in Xander Bogaerts is what the problem is. Not that you lost Xander Bogaerts. It's that the backup to Xander Bogaerts is Jose Iglesias and Mason McCoy. Mike McCoy. It's football season.
Right.
My head's in the wrong spot. Yeah, the drop off is from Xander to Mason McCoy and Jose Iglesias. That's where the problem lies. And you also now lose one of your, if not best, relievers. You have no idea what's going on with Michael King. Those are significant injuries for you. And to compound all that, you're not playing well. So the injuries make it feel even worse.
Yeah, and the Michael King part of it, when you talk about injuries and this slim margin, is you start doing the math on it. He's not pitching before they get home. So there'll be 19 games left when they get home. And if he pitches the day they get home, the max starts is 4. If he takes a few days before he's pitching, then all of a sudden your 4 starts become 3. You get the point. So there's no world where he can make more than 4 starts in the regular season. There's also no world where in his first start, he's going to be given some type of leash. So you're dealing with such a slim amount of time for Michael King to look like Michael King. I mean, how many starts is he afforded to even look like himself? The first one he won't be. He's not going 5 or 6 innings in his first one.
No.
So now it's either 2 or 3 starts. And are you going to have enough faith based on what you see in 2 starts against teams like the Diamondbacks or the White Sox or whomever to be like, hey, I feel great about Michael King pitching in game 2 of a playoff series. Now, you might not have any choice. He may just have to pitch in game 2 of that playoff series. But that to me is probably, that's way bigger than Bogarts. I'm with you. It has been an unforgettable or forgettable season. The Jason Adam thing is significant, but their bullpen is good. So maybe it can be overcome, but the starting pitching can't be overcome. Like it can't be overcome without Michael King. So he's got to look the part.
It's weird because they're playing awful right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I still don't feel like they're like going to collapse or they're on the verge of collapsing. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much confidence in their chance to win a World Series. I mean, there's still confidence, but it's not as high as it was maybe 3 weeks ago. Injuries played a big role in that.
Right.
But I don't think this is like the beginning of the end. Like, oh, we're on the verge of a 2021 collapse. I don't see it that way. I just see it as a team that they're good, not great. They could get hot, but even if they did get hot, I don't know if that's enough to carry them to a World Series just because of the trend lines, because of who they are. Like, there's no changing who you are. This offense does not hit home runs. They have to score by going station to station. They're not going to outpower anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They have multiple guys on their team that are underperforming this year. They're having down years. You don't have many guys in your lineup that have played for the Padres the entire season. You know, Ramon Laureano is a case of he's outperformed his expectations. He's having a career year. But other than that, for players that have been here for the entire season, there's nobody offensively that you could say that about. And with all that being said, it's like I'm trying to figure out and think about how they can make this run in the postseason and beat teams like Philadelphia and Milwaukee. And they've been awful against the American League this year, by the way, too.
I'll worry about that.
I know.
I'd love to worry about them being awful against the
right.
American League.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have that conversation.
Watch out for the White Sox in 2
5 or
weeks.
6. Well, I'd love to have in the World Series, obviously. Listen, weird things can happen in the postseason. That's why I'm never going to write off a team that's in the postseason fully. But I do feel more pessimistic today than at the high of where they were. Like it felt like, for a moment, it felt like it was 2024 deja vu all over again. And how did every Padre fan feel going into the 2024 postseason? Like the sky was the seal.
Great.
You felt like they could win a World Series. Now they didn't, but you felt like they could. If they play like this down the stretch, maybe not this poorly where they're 2-8 in their last 10, but let's say in these 22 games they go 11-11.
So
you're not going to say
87 wins.
They'll be in, but you're not going to say, man, I can't wait to see this team in the postseason, like you said last year. That doesn't mean they can't make a run in the postseason, but I'm with you. I feel like they have a ceiling because I don't like the formula that they're relying on, which is, hey, we need 6 innings from our starting pitching, and we need to get guys in by bunting them over, and we need to sit on 1-run leads. Like they are trailing more often than they are leading, so you can't play with that formula based on watching them the last couple of weeks. I just feel like that formula is so limiting that you need everything to go right to somehow get to a World Series or win it with that formula.
Well, I mean, last year, I thought last year's team had the best chance since 98 to make a World Series, and they fell flat on their face and they choked. Maybe it's the opposite this year.
I mean, that's the thing with sports. Nobody has any clue.
Maybe we're like, this team doesn't have a chance. I mean, they'll make the postseason, but I don't know. And then maybe they make a run.
Yeah. Of course.
It's because as we started the show with today, baseball is a beautiful, dumb infuriating sport to watch and to follow every day.
Yeah, like
and nothing about it makes sense ever.
What's the Shakespeare line? Life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. It's like there's an
wait, what?
we had to study it in school. Life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing, which basically means, what does it mean? It's unpredictable. You don't know. There's certain things that are out of your control.
Sounds like you're describing baseball.
Exactly. It's sports. It's sports.
And sports.
I've seen undefeated Patriots teams lose to mediocre Giants teams.
Yeah, the Cowboys could beat the Eagles tonight.
That's the thing, and it's happened before. I've seen players blow out their ACL walking off fields.
But the one thing about baseball that's different from every other sport is the amount of times that you fail in the sport compared to other sports.
Sure,
if you were not allowed, but if you failed as much as a baseball player does in baseball in like the NFL,
you don't complete 30% of your passes.
Yeah, you're cut.
Right.
You're not getting another job.
You don't make 30% of your shots.
Right. If you make 30% of your shots, you're not
you don't
in
have a
the
job.
league.
Yep.
In baseball, 3 out of 10, that's 300 average. You're an all-star.
Yeah. There's so few that can even do that anymore.
I know.
It's more, 28 out of 100, 280.
Right.
285, something like that. You're right.
So that's, baseball, I love it. It could be so fun, but it also can be so infuriating and the dumbest sport to watch possible.
Yeah, completely. And we can say you had the amazing stat like a week ago. You're like, they're 1-9 in road series against playoff teams. So you can hammer that stat over and over and over again. They might lose to the Mets at Citi Field later this month. You might say they're 1-10 on the road against playoff teams. And then guess what? They go to the Cubs in the postseason and they sweep them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible.
That's the definition of baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
And how dumb it can be at times where a stat like that's brought up. If they lose to the Mets, like you said, they're 1-10 against playoff caliber teams in the regular season. And then they go on the road and they beat a playoff team on the road to advance to NLDS. Like what?
Or like I'll use like everyone, we've said it, like the Dodgers are playing poorly. The Dodgers have left doors open. The Dodgers, have not been a great team.
No.
I think that's a fair statement. That doesn't mean they won't be great in the postseason, I guess is the point. Is there truly a flip that can be switched with good teams? Whether it's San Diego, whether it's LA. Like when we get to the postseason, if LA is the 3 seed, are we still going to be saying they're the favorite to win the World Series?
The only way you could flip a switch in baseball is if your starting pitching becomes dominant.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, and maybe if you want to say your offense starts scoring a bunch of runs, but if you don't have the pitching to match, it's going to be tough. I mean, the Padres have scored some runs here recently, and they still are losing all these games, right?
True. Even yesterday, 5 runs should be enough for a win. We used to say that's how they won.
With this bullpen, that needs to be enough.
Yeah, and you're right. They've had some games where they're scoring 5, 6, 7 runs, and they're losing 7-5. They're losing 8-7. It
starts and ends with starting pitching. It starts and ends with just pitching in general.
You're right.
You never can have enough. And now they have less good pitching with the loss of Jason Adam, and we'll see about Michael King. But going forward, it's still going to be a grind for this team. I don't feel like the Mike Shildt prophecy of we're just going to just play great baseball from here on out. It's going to happen starting tomorrow night. Maybe they do play good baseball tomorrow night, but guess what? You're going to lose a couple more times here before the end of the season.
You don't see a 19-3 finish.
That would be incredible.
To win this division by 3 games and secure the 2 seed and have momentum. We'll see, but I agree with what you're saying. Kira Caruso, she plays for the San Diego Wave. She's a San Diegan. She played with Alex Morgan. It's Alex Morgan's jersey retirement on Sunday. We have a free 4-pack of tickets to give away. She'll join us in studio at 3:30. That's when we'll give away those tickets. Chris Hodge from Taking Vegas has free college and NFL picks for our listeners at 4:30. And then NFL football returns right here on San Diego Sports 760 with pregame coverage tonight at 4:45. More on the Padres and the opening night of the NFL ahead. We're here until 4:45. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, hey guys, it is Jon and Jim again for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. And as we've been telling you, now open is their hotel and spa at Jamul Casino Resort. It's the next level of luxury. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
And now open is the Jamul 23 Endless Dining. Every day you can savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at Jamul 23. From their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning and their VIP endless dining experience each evening. Indulge in chef-curated specialties, seafood prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
And sports fans, catch the action at Tony Gwynn Sports Pub. Experience the ultimate sports showdown. You can catch the Padres live, plus great food at Tony Gwynn Sports Pub, where fandom meets fantastic. It's at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, Kira Carusa of the San Diego Wave in studio at 3:30. We're giving away a 4-pack of tickets for Sunday. Alex Morgan's jersey retirement at Snapdragon. We'll give away those 4-pack of tickets coming up following our conversation. Then Chris Hodge taking Vegas, free picks coming up at 4:30.
Do you ever watch like recruiting announcements from high school players? And they're like, with their parents, and they have all the hats in front, and
like
then
every second,
and then they like pretend they're going to pick something, and then they pick another thing. And there's been a couple times where you've seen the kid pick a hat, and their parents like, "Why did you do that?" And they're like, wish they went to Alabama, but instead they went to LSU because their mom's like an Alabama fan.
Yeah, I've probably seen that maybe 1 time or 2 times in my life. Yeah.
Well, tonight at the Eagles-Cowboys game, Micah Parsons' mom apparently is decked out in Cowboys gear at the game tonight in Philadelphia. Weird or not?
It's definitely weird. Now, they grew up? Hasn't he told it as such in his statements here recently? He grew up a Cowboys fan.
Correct.
So mom could just be a Cowboys fan because Micah grew up a Cowboys fan. Remember, he grew up in the Philadelphia area.
Mm-hmm.
He grew up 90 minutes from Philadelphia in Harrisburg. So maybe mom is just a Cowboys fan at the Eagles game supporting the Cowboys. Is she wearing a Parsons Cowboys jersey? Which also would make sense. It's her last name.
That'd be kind of interesting. But it's being reported by Mike Garafolo that Micah Parsons' mom is wearing Cowboys apparel and is at the game tonight.
A little weird, unless there's, again, like I said, like maybe she's been watching Cowboys games since she was 8.
Did no one tell her son was traded?
But can't you still be a Cowboy fan just as a person? If she's a Cowboys fan?
I would choose my son over the team.
Agree. But what head to head, I'm with you. If Packers Cowboys made that's very odd. Okay, that's very odd. Packers
Week 4, we'll find out.
Yeah, maybe it's a good point. But if she's just a Cowboys fan, I'm with you. I find it odd, considering he got traded a week ago
and everything that
the
happened.
Cowboys are playing now a week later, and she's wearing Cowboys gear in Philadelphia. It's a little weird.
Maybe, because tickets aren't cheap.
No, of course not.
And they don't gift tickets to players, significant others, or parents. Like, they got to pay.
Yeah, I think they got the money.
But what if she bought these tickets, had them all ready to go?
Right.
Don't want to waste the money. Don't want to not go to the game.
You might want to waste the money.
Your
son's getting $200 million the next 4 years.
Yeah, you can waste the money.
Yeah, plus endorsements. He's probably getting about $300 million the next 4 years. I think they're all right.
Yeah, I think you can do that. It's okay.
I'm pretty sure.
But I found it to be very odd. I just saw that
it is odd
being reported. I'm like, interesting.
Very odd. Here's my question.
Okay. What's your question?
What do you got, Brian?
I was gonna say, but if she's a diehard Cowboys fan, she's gonna stay that way. If John, you're diehard Penn State, if Jones goes to college at Michigan, are you gonna all of a sudden not like Penn State because he goes to Michigan? You can like both.
Yeah, maybe. Although I do think a lot of times it's like, okay, I'll give you the athlete example. You grow up, let's say,
Jeremiah Estrada grew up a Dodger
fan. Yeah, Mickey Moniak is out of San Diego. He's a diehard Padre fan growing up. But if you get drafted by the Angels, then it changes. You're no longer probably like life changes. Things happen.
Yep.
So
Jackson Merrill grew up a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, exactly.
All these guys in baseball and all these guys in professional sports, they grew up different fans of different fan bases. And once you get drafted, like that fandom of those other teams,
I think it changes.
Those go away. Like Jeremiah Estrada. Perfect example. He grew up his family diehard Dodger fan,
right?
And he's now with the Padres. Do you think they're still rooting for the Dodgers?
So you kind of have to change your allegiance just because you kind of have to change your allegiance.
Well, I think maybe some of his family still root for the Dodgers,
but that
like mom
sense.
and dad. I mean, if they're playing each other, what are you going to sit there and be like? I hope the Dodgers hit all these home runs off you.
No,
oh wait, they are
100%.
Yeah.
Here's my on-field question: is there any world where Saquon Barkley exceeds his rushing total from last year? Now, he didn't play in the 17th game. He ran for 2,005 yards. It was an unbelievable year. One of the best in the history of the league for a tailback, obviously. He ran for 2,000 yards. They win the Super Bowl, ultimately. Is it replicatable?
I say no.
Okay. Will they be a little more cautious with him?
I say yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's really difficult. If you just go look at the history of the league and guys that have career years rushing the following year, there's always a dip. Always a dip.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anything will change with Saquon. Now, the dip might not be as significant as we've seen in the past from like rushing leaders. Like just off the top of my head, Christian McCaffrey, he had an incredible 2023 season. And the following year was a disaster. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of it had to do with injuries, but still, when you carry the ball as much as Saquon did, and as much as Christian McCaffrey did, and other guys in the past that have rushed for close to 2,000 yards or whatnot, there's always going to be a dip the following season. I don't have that off the top of my head, but I'd be curious. Like, what did Adrian Peterson do after he rushed for 2,000 yards?
Like Derrick Henry, for example, 2020, 2,000 yards, 2021 hurt, 900. Then 2022, 1,500, 2023, 1,100. Last year, 1,900.
Not to say that Saquon will never have a great season again. It's just the following year after the great season and all those carries. And we carried the ball, almost 400 times?
Oh, including the postseason, I think yes. In the regular season, 345 in 16 games.
Definitely
in the postseason,
probably around 400. maybe more.
Yeah, and he's still. I think it's still a prime age for a tailback, but that's only going to last like this year. He's 28.
Yeah.
So maybe he's got 28 and 29. Remember when he was younger, he missed a lot of time.
I know.
He missed all of 2020. He wasn't healthy to start his career. He's been healthy the last couple of years. He's a brilliant player, obviously. I just think 2000, like you got to, with someone like Barkley, who's 28, you want to make sure he's good to go when the postseason starts. Easier said than done. We're dealing with it right now with the Padres. But like, I'm almost willing to give up some of the yardage in the regular season to make sure he's maximized in the postseason after I'm coming off a Super Bowl.
Right. I'm curious to see how Saquon does because if you look at the last like 8 seasons, I think that's the number. I'm not entirely positive on that, but I know that the number one fantasy football player the previous year,
right,
the following season wasn't even like top 10.
Yeah, it's an interesting point.
You always are going to just drop.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
We'll see.
And he likely will as well because it's hard to replicate a 2,000-yard season and winning a Super Bowl. All right, Kira Caruso, San Diego Wave will join us on the other side. The Wave will retire Alex Morgan's jersey on Sunday. We have a free 4-pack of tickets to give away. She's going to join us in studio. Plus, Chris Hodge taking Vegas will get us ready for Eagles and Cowboys. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Staples. Padres have an off day today. They'll start a 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies tomorrow night in Colorado. Somehow they're still only 2.5 games back of the Dodgers in the National League West. Dodgers, they take on the Pirates in about 10 minutes time in Pittsburgh. Really good matchup. Paul Skeens on the mound for the Pirates against Blake Snell for the Dodgers. And tonight, the NFL kicks off in Philadelphia as the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys. 5:20 kickoff time. Our pregame coverage starts at 4:45 right here on San Diego Sports 760. I know everyone's looking to save this summer. Well, at Staples, your back-to-school budget is saved by the button, the easy button. I'm talking supplies as low as 25 cents. Even I might have to go check out those prices after all this. Pencil that in, Staples. That was easy.
All right, Kira Carusa, San Diego wave forward. The waiver getting set for Houston on Sunday at Snapdragon Stadium. It is Alex Morgan's jersey retirement night. Kira will join us in studio coming up in mere moments. I think she's doing the car wash, so to speak, which means like she's on one station, then she's going to be on this station. I think she's going to be on Kogo, our sister station, coming up. But they're getting ready for Sunday. Wave and Houston Dash. They've rebounded from last year. They've put together a very good year. We have a free 4-pack of tickets that we'll give away coming up in the next 10 or so minutes. We're getting ready for Eagles-Cowboys. Padres off day. As we've said over the years, what can go wrong? 3 weeks ago, they lost Michael King. Just randomly. Scratch from his start. That moment on, everything's gone haywire. Hopefully that doesn't play out here today as the Padres get ready again for the Rockies coming up tomorrow in Denver. What's going on with it? Now it's your camera. What's going on with your camera?
It's my stupid computer.
Funny how things work.
I know.
Funny how things work. It's always my, whatever this is called, camera that goes out, and now it's your camera.
My thing's not even loading.
Will you ever, if you live 100 years, would you buy a new computer at some point between now and your 100th birthday?
It's a good question.
And it doesn't count if Aaron buys you one as a gift.
Yeah, will you go
have
to a
to do
store, use money, and buy a computer and bring it home and keep it before returning it within 2 weeks to avoid paying for it? Because you've done that like 3 times since I've known you.
I know.
You are working with a laptop that I can't even recognize. Like, it says like 1985's finest on the bottom of it.
It doesn't work.
Correct.
And I have to
we use our laptops 4 times a day.
And I have to restart my stupid computer. I wish I could cuss right now.
The number of computer issues that Jim has experienced since I've known him. He spent a year without internet. We did an internet show. We did the wrap-up show. You had no internet for a year.
Mm-hmm.
But this is pre-Aaron.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you found Aaron because I feel like Aaron kind of got your life in order.
Yeah.
Right? You were a little bit like the Padres. 2-8 over a 10-game stretch. Right?
Yeah.
The one thing I might need to, I don't think I have Aaron's number, but I could DM her. I might need to be like, Aaron,
get him a new computer.
Just buy a computer. I mean, it's $2,000. You guys are loaded.
No, we're not. Loaded.
Tell her. You guys, come on. Like, call
We're the
someone.
opposite of loaded. It's like,
you just got married. Did you get like gifts?
Yeah, but those aren't like, we used all that money to go to Hawaii, by the way.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
So we're not loaded. Far from it. But yeah, you're right. This computer sucks.
That's what I'm saying. And here's the thing. This is what I've always found with credit.
I hate this computer.
The thing with credit is you worry about it down the road. You know what I mean? Like you just you charge it, or you do the whole like $50 a month, $100 a month.
The day that I actually buy a new computer and keep it
is the day.
We should have like a ceremony.
Yes,
where we take a sledgehammer to this computer.
Oh, well, Office Space it.
Dude, that would be
out in the
amazing.
field, beat the crap
would
out
you
of it.
want to do that?
I think I would.
Is that allowed? Or like sledgehammers on computers?
Why would it not be?
Good point. I mean, I haven't read the handbook.
So
recently.
When I get a new computer, which might be never,
right?
The next day, we will take a sledgehammer to this computer and beat the living hell out of it.
I'm looking forward to that.
Because this computer is an absolute joke.
Opening day 2035. Be here for that show. March 23rd, 2035, when Jim gets a new computer.
Like, I just don't, I get it's an old computer, okay? But the fact that it just doesn't work sometimes, I'm like.
But I'm one of those guys, I never want to, I kind of want to be ahead of the curve. If my computer starts going sideways, I'm going to get a new one. If my phone starts going sideways, I'm immediately at like the Apple store. You know what I mean? Like I'm not the guy to be like late to the technology shift, or am I? Maybe I am. Anyway.
Well, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Somehow, but still, you know what? I just wait for things. Like I push things off. I don't know why.
What's another thing you push off?
A lot of things. Like buying certain things. Like I'll like be looking at, I don't know, like example. I was looking at card binders for like 2 months.
Card binders.
I couldn't pull the trigger.
Right.
And I was like, okay, which card binder do I buy? So I bought a card binder, and then I didn't like it, so I bought another card binder, and now I have 2 card binders.
And I had to return them both.
And I had to return one of them because I was like, I don't like this one, and I still don't even know if I want to keep the other one. Okay. I'm basically what it boils down to is I am extremely indecisive.
It's interesting because like Kristen, when we're like looking to like go on vacation, she'll search for the right hotel for like weeks. Where I would just go to like hotels.com and I'd be like, oh, first in the search, $150, boom. I don't even care. Oh, 3 stars is good. Boom, $152 a night, 2 nights, $300. She'll spend weeks on end, be like, well, you know, this spa has like a full manicure and this one only has a full pedicure. I'm like,
okay. I will look at a pair of shoes for like 3 weeks before I pull the trigger. And the shoes are like maybe like $50-$60.
Right. They're not even like $200.
But I won't even think for a second if I go out and go to like a sushi spot and spend like $70.
Isn't it funny how we are like that? It's a good point.
I'm like, $70 is fine. Well, it's fine. 100. Like last night we went out to dinner with some friends, and it was like me and Aaron's dinner was like $100. Like, $100 is fine. But I can't.
But $100 on a pair of jeans. Like, I don't know if I got $100 for a pair of jeans.
Yeah, like I'm looking at cards right now.
Like $20.
It's like $50 for like 60 cards, and I'm like, I can't pull the trigger. But I go out, I'm like, oh, a piece of sushi for $50, fine. But I can't pull the trigger on anything else.
I understand that. I sympathize with that. I do. But
it's
again,
very weird.
I will say in this business, you have to have a laptop that works. But we've managed to this point.
I tell you what, when I did go get a new laptop,
it was amazing. Everything was great.
It was so awesome.
And then you returned it within the 14-day return policy.
Because I needed that money for something else.
Yeah, exactly. That was the issue. All right. So hear me out for a second.
Uh-huh.
All right. And Kira Carusa from The Wave is going to join us in studio,
Allegedly.
presumably at some point between now and let's say 4 p.m. Okay. Cowboys-Eagles is not the headlining game of the week. Now, it's going to be a massively rated game. It's Thursday night, but it's not the headlining game of the week, for example. We have Ravens-Bills.
Yeah, I was going to say Ravens-Bills.
Sunday Night Football. Is that the headlining game of the week for you? It is Sunday night, which is always these marquee matchups. There's also, for example, Friday. I know we're going to poo-poo it, like Chiefs-Chargers, for example, in Brazil.
Wow.
There's a lot of divisional games this week on Sunday as well. Would you say Ravens-Bills is the most anticipated game of the weekend?
There's a couple games that I'm watching and I'm like, ooh, these are good.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens-Bills is one. Okay. Lions-Packers is 2.
Lions-Packers, yeah.
Obviously Niners-Seahawks, but that's just me personally.
Yeah. But that should be a good game, right?
Chiefs-Chargers, I'll circle that one. Bears-Vikings, I want to see what JJ McCarthy looks like and Ben Johnson in his new, role as head coach of the Bears. Other than that, Texans Rams, that doesn't do it for me. Titans Broncos, maybe Cam Ward, want to see what he looks like. Bucks Falcons doesn't do it for me at all.
Did you circle Saints Cardinals this weekend?
God no.
Yeah, not to watch it.
Yeah. Bengals Browns, like no. Myles Garrett, by the way, didn't practice today, so that could be a problem. Panthers Jaguars.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Travis Hunter.
Giants Commanders. Steelers, Jets. Interesting from an Aaron Rodgers standpoint.
But yeah, there's some
still
kind of blah.
Raiders, Patriots. Yeah. Ugh. Colts, Dolphins.
So what do you, the 3 biggest games of the weekend are Bills, Ravens, Lions, Packers, Cowboys, Eagles?
I'm going to say
Cowboys,
no,
Eagles.
Because Cowboys aren't good.
Right.
I would say Chiefs, Chargers.
Yeah.
Lions, Packers, Ravens, Bills is my 3 games that I would circle because all 6 of those teams are good.
Yeah, I agree.
And
with
all
that.
6 of those teams are going to be competing, presumably, for a chance to win a Super Bowl. So we'll see.
All right, why don't we take a time out? Kira Carusa from The Wave will join us on the other side. We'll give away a 4-pack of tickets to see The Wave for Alex Morgan's jersey retirement this Sunday at Snapdragon Stadium against Houston. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Now we have a 4-pack of tickets to give away. This is a massive game. Sunday, Snapdragon Stadium, San Diego Wave, Houston Dash, playoff implications, big game on field, but also Alex Morgan's jersey retirement. We'll give away a 4-pack of tickets. Be listening. We've got Kira Carusa in studio, plays for the Wave. We have Megan O'Keefe, the director of communications as well, with us in studio. It's great to have you both. Let's just start with tonight. I mean, Kira, you played with Alex for multiple years, right? And what's coming up Sunday? I mean, this has got to be so cool from your perspective. Big match, but obviously a big moment for Wave fans as well this weekend, right?
Yeah, I've had the privilege of getting to play with Alex as one of my teammates, and having also gotten to play against her as well as an opponent. And massive. I mean, everything that her name is for the game and for women's sports in general is massive for us, but then also for the Wave as well. I mean, one of the big names to first come to the franchise when the franchise was first brought in, leading us to, playoff appearances, winning the Shildt last year. And just as a player and as a person for the community in San Diego is everything. And for us to be able to retire her iconic number 13 here in San Diego is everything.
Do you have an Alex Morgan story that sticks out to you while playing with her?
Wow, do I have an Alex Morgan story? Okay, okay. You know what? I do what comes to mind, as do many. But I do think about when we won the Shildt last year. We won against Louisville at home. 2 seasons ago, when we won the Shildt. We won against Louisville at home, and she scored a goal in that game, one of our title clinching goals. And it was just like a phenomenal, like as a 9, like we play the same position. And so as a 9, like you're just sitting there and you're just clapping your hands because you're just like, that is just the kind of goal you want to be scoring. But then also for that to be at home in Snapdragon to clinch the Shildt and then to celebrate that as a team on the field afterwards. I mean, what person but Alex to be able to do that?
Right. Yeah, it's a storybook. I mean, her career kind of feels like a storybook. And,
exactly.
And celebrating it this weekend is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
So tickets are available right now for Sunday. Tickets moving fast, SanDiegoWaveFC.com. Now we also have Megan with us here in studio. Tell us about what's going on, Megan. This leading up to this event, there's a lot of celebration going on this week with the Alex Morgan jersey retirement night. What's going on this week in San Diego?
Lots going on. So we'll start with tomorrow, actually, is a huge event that I want to encourage fans to come out to at Mike Hess Brewery in North Park. They're painting a huge mural of Alex outside the wall, permanent, done by a local San Diego artist. And that's going to be from 3 to 7 o'clock. And one of the coolest things that I think we're doing, we built these giant number 13 numbers that are wrapped in her iconic pink pre-wrap that she was famously known for. And fans are encouraged to either bring written letters, or there'll be paper and pen there for them to write letters to Alex that are going to be pinned in these giant numbers. And these numbers are going to be transported to Snapdragon on Saturday for another pop-up event. The merch store is going to be open. Really cool Alex-only merchandise available with these giant numbers. And then, of course, Sunday is the big party. 2 p.m. is when FanFest starts. A DJ, food, drinks, music, leading into the 5:30 kickoff, and then grand finale ceremony following the game.
That's amazing. Speaking of murals,
yes,
you have a mural.
Yes,
and I mean, there's murals all over town, but to have a mural of yourself, that must have been a pretty cool experience. Well, what did that feel like to you when you found out that you were getting a mural and then seeing it for the first time? What was that experience like?
Well, I mean, I must say, seeing yourself painted on the side of a building can be a very extreme experience. I mean, it's everything. I mean, being from San Diego and getting to play and represent San Diego on this stage, but also get to impact my community in the ways in which, like, I've been able to and had those opportunities. It means everything that, the community has embraced me in the same capacity, in the same way. And to have something like that put up for yourself is just, it's wild. But what I think the thing I have the most pride in is that it's something I share and celebrate with every single person who led me to where I am. I mean, I wouldn't be here without the scaffolding and the resources that, my community and my family, my friends, like my softball coaches, my sisters, best friends' parents who like watched me grow up. People you run into the grocery store and they go like, "Oh my gosh, Kira." So like that is something that I share that with them just as much as I take pride in myself. But it was awesome, and it's really cool to know that your hometown, loves you like that.
Now, when you saw the mural for the first time, you're like, "Wow, that looks exactly like me."
Yeah, no, actually, I mean, our muralist, phenomenal work. I mean, he's done murals around the city for other San Diego players, but also for Padres and stuff like that. And again, I couldn't thank him enough for really the effort and the work and the detail that he put into it, and the way he even added a little shamrock on it, a little clover for since I'm Irish American, I represent the Republic of Ireland as well. And I sent that to my granddie, who's my Irish grandmother up in San Francisco, and I was like, that is something that is so special. Like that means everything to me and to my family. So thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kira Caruso with us in studio. Again, a forward for the Wave. We have Megan O'Keefe with us as well, director of communications for the Wave. Again, San Diego Wave taking on Houston this weekend, Sunday at 5:30. Tickets are available right now. Moving fast, SanDiegoWaveFC.com. Kira, you mentioned the fact that you're out of San Diego, Del Norte.
Yeah, Del Norte.
I mean, is it kind of surreal? Like when you're growing up, you're not thinking about playing professional soccer necessarily in the city of San Diego, and then you have this opportunity for multiple years. I mean, is it a pinch me type experience being here in San Diego playing professionally?
Absolutely. I think the most surreal experience is when I'm like back. I'm still close with a few of my teachers there and some of the admin. And if I run into them, if I go and do work at Del Norte, like I'll do some, or even at my like old middle school in Wintoka Valley. And you're suddenly talking to these teachers who in these classrooms that you were in, and you're thinking like, wow, like the kids in these seats that was me in those seats. Maybe not at the time getting to see a woman or someone who looked like me in this position. And now they get to look at me as someone like who, is like them in this position, and knowing that like it's something that they can do, which is everything to me. So like, yeah, it's quite surreal.
Talking about what you guys done this year on the field, how has this season been so far, and the keys to your success this year? Could you just talk about that and looking forward here for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think that coming into this season, we internally had a lot of high expectations, and externally we said people, and there will be variables, and people will say what they want to say. They'll take power rankings based on reflections of XYZ, but internally we knew with the culture, with the players, with the mentality, with the way in which we play football in San Diego, that was what we always were going to stand on and always stand behind and always believe in. And I think that especially in the women's game, that is a really special X factor to teams. And you can see in our performance and the way in which we represent the Wave, that's something that we've really stuck to, tried and true, regardless of where we were in the season or what was said about us. So yeah, really, really happy to see where we are. I mean, we're in playoff contention right now. We're competing for the league, and that's everything we want to be in.
Megan, one more time for our listeners. Again, this weekend, Alex Morgan Jersey Retirement Night. Sunday, again, tickets at SanDiegoWaveFC.com. What do you want our listeners to know about what's going on this weekend?
I think it's just going to be a historic event. We got to celebrate her last year with it being the last time she was playing on the pitch, but this is a match for fans to feel a part of it. They get to write a letter to her, and there's going to be a party beforehand, and just to be that close to an icon, someone who has changed this sport on and off the field. It's an event you'll never forget.
All right, SanDiegoWaveFC.com. Kira, what's your number on field?
No, I was like,
no, not your phone number.
555.
What's your number?
No,
Yeah,
you're married.
nice.
The pregnant pause.
Get ready,
What's your
San Diego.
Here we go.
I'd be changing that
Text
really,
Kira.
really soon.
Give the number. Tell us your number.
Love that. Love that you asked this question, actually. So I am number 19, and I chose number 19 when I came back because obviously Tony Gwynn being Mr. Padre,
That's a great
as a San Diego girl coming home, she needed to represent. So yeah, took the iconic 19 because you got Tony.
Which
Sorry,
means,
Brent,
we're putting you to work. Caller 19 to 877-767-4760 has a free 4-pack of tickets.
Get on it.
To see the Wave Sunday at Snapdragon at 5:30. Alex Morgan Jersey Retirement Night. You have to get there. Caller 19, you're going. Call right now, 877-767-4760. Again, a 4-pack of tickets. Call right now, 877-767-4760. Kira, thank you for swinging by. Thanks for sharing your number with our listeners.
Thank you, Megan.
Megan,
Thank you as well.
Thank you as well.
No,
We
my
appreciate
number.
you guys.
Yeah.
What's your number, Megan?
Megan's turn.
All right, get out to see the Wave this weekend at Snapdragon Stadium. Again, tickets at SanDiegoWaveFC.com. The wrap on the other side. Chris Hodge taking Vegas.com with free picks for our listeners at 4:30. NFL opening night gets underway with pregame coverage at 4:45. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, hey guys, it is Schaefer, and there is no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer with new vehicles arriving daily, including the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs. So whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, hurry into your Toyota dealer today, or make sure to head to Toyota.com if you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota. There you can check out all the latest offers, search inventory. Finding the Toyota that's just right for you starts at Toyota.com. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup of electrified vehicles helps to create a greener planet. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup supports a greener planet with a wide range of electrified vehicles, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and fully electric vehicles. Or take each day further than you thought possible in a new Camry with its stylish looks that'll make an impression wherever you go. See your Toyota dealer today and discover what makes Camry legendary. There's no better time than now to get your local Toyota dealer. Get your local Toyota dealer today or Toyota.com. That's Toyota.com. Your Toyota dealers, we make it easy.
This update's brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Padres have an off day today. They'll start a 3-game series with the Rockies tomorrow night in Denver. They're somehow still just 2.5 games back of the Dodgers in the National League West. Dodgers and Pirates underway in Pittsburgh. It's scoreless in the top of the second inning there. Paul Skeens on the mound for the Pirates. Blake Snell on the mound for the Dodgers. And the NFL kicks off tonight with the opener of the 2025 season in Philadelphia. It's the Cowboys and the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles. 5:20 kickoff time. 4:45 is when our pregame coverage starts right here on San Diego Sports 760. Need HVAC? This month get 0% for 18 months on a new system. Schedule your free proposal at AndersonPHA.com. Anderson, fast, reliable, wow.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is the final hour of Jon and Jim. Why? Because of the NFL. We've got NFL football at 4:45. Cowboys-Eagles pregame coverage. Kickoff at 5:15 from Lincoln Financial in Philadelphia. Cowboys-Eagles coming up tonight right here on San Diego Sports 760.
You guys want to call Raj and have him move the start time back?
Move it back. Move it to
fourth hour back
so we can get the full show in.
Oh, I was going to say, would you want to do like an extra hour of like
podcast or something?
Content just on YouTube?
No, not really.
I'd be like Manning cast.
Yeah.
No.
It wouldn't be actually be an hour 15.
No, not really. I feel like on a day like today, because the Padres aren't playing and with it being an off day, and I think 2 hours and 45 minutes is appropriate today. Now, tomorrow I want 4 hours. I'm not here tomorrow. I'm going to be in Pullman, Washington.
Tomorrow you want 5 hours.
You could join Fletch Zone from noon to 2, like a sidekick. And then you could do 2 to 6, and then you could do the Sean Lewis Show live from 6 to 7. And me and Rich could take the evening off, grab some barbecue, vegan barbecue in Pullman.
Let me answer that for you.
We're not even staying in Pullman. We're staying in Idaho. Did you know that Washington State was near Idaho?
I didn't.
It is. So we're going to stay in Idaho.
You're asking me if I knew that?
Like Jim knows where Idaho is.
Do you know what state Washington State is in?
Yes, John.
It's in the District of Columbia, John.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's in the Mid-Atlantic. So Jim's got you covered tomorrow. Right?
I have everybody.
4 hours.
I have you covered. 4 hours. We're not gonna have any commercial breaks either. We're going old school red zone style.
Well, what if our system is down? Because that'll happen. The computer system.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at me like you're gonna kill me.
Yeah.
If the system goes down, you got to carry it. Commercial free. Brent's gonna be working on a system. He can't even join you on air. So commercial free. I can't call in. I'll be in the air. Now I could call in at some point, maybe in the 5 o'clock hour, but. Anyway, Jim will be here tomorrow from 2 to 6.
Don't
Kevin
put that bad juju on me, Ricky
Kevin
Bobby.
Acey will be on the show tomorrow as well. All right, coming up at 4:30, Chris Hodge, Sports Investors Daily, sponsored by TakingVegas.com. He'll have free picks for our listeners, college and NFL. But right now, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Is tonight a must-win game for the Eagles?
If the Eagles lose their home opener off of a Super Bowl championship at home to the Dallas Cowboys,
Then you might want to tune into Sports Talk Radio tonight.
look,
Philly.
I live in a household with an Eagles fan. It would be a disaster. I don't care if it's just week one. There's no level-headedness here with Eagle fans. If you lose your
Mr.
home
Niner
opener,
fan.
I know. I'm just telling you the truth, though, and you know it.
Level-headedness with fandom.
Correct. That is also true. There is no level-headedness with fandom, especially if you're an Eagles fan.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Is Erin does she have a full spread of green things for tonight's game? Has she
No.
prepared food?
I actually the other night there's a documentary on Netflix. That's
The Cowboys?
No, not the Cowboys.
Did you see that though? The Jerry Jones documentary?
I saw it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
There's a new murder mystery Netflix.
Yeah, well, about what?
It's called The Unknown Number, the high school catfish.
Oh, the
Oh
bullying
yeah, we
one?
watched that.
Yeah,
Don't tell me.
that's in
Don't
my
tell
queue.
me.
Yeah, it's
Well,
in my queue.
you
Don't
know
say
what
anything.
happens.
Well, don't tell me.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a high school catfish.
Yeah, I know. That's in the title of the thing.
Right.
But I was like, hey, do you want to watch that on Thursday? She looks at me like I had 7 heads. She goes, no, it's Eagles. It's Eagle night.
Watch that on Friday though. Fascinating. Could be more fascinating than tonight's game.
Now, how long is it? How
I was
long
gonna
is
say,
it?
is it show? Oh, okay.
Oh, we can watch it after the game.
Yeah, it'll only be like 8 o'clock. 8:30.
We'll see how it goes.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
It's a must-win game for the Eagles. You can't lose at home
No.
off a Super Bowl title if you're trying to be like a 1 seed in the NFC or a 2 seed. Come on, you have to win at home against your rival. Next question.
Will Saquon rush for 100 yards tonight?
I'll go with yes. I'll go with yes. I think he's going to rush for over 100. I think he's going to have more than a half touchdown.
I agree with you.
DraftKings pick 6.
I don't think that Dallas defense is particularly good. They might be okay. I think you're relying more heavily on Dak Prescott tonight if you're a Cowboys fan than you are on their run defense. And Saquon Barkley, again, is coming off a historical season. So, yeah, I don't know if it's easy, but I think he'll find his way to 100 yards and a touchdown tonight in Philadelphia at home. Yeah, I agree. Next question.
Funny you say that, John. Will Dak throw for 300 yards tonight?
I think Dak will throw for less than 300 yards tonight. DraftKings pick 6. The crown is yours.
Yeah, okay. Less than, I mean, Philadelphia's defense is terrific. Now, they put up his numbers. His last 5 starts against the Eagles, he's been awesome. He didn't play in either game. Both were late in the year. He was hurt. Mm-hmm. But his last 5 games, he's 4-1 as a starting quarterback against the Eagles.
Crazy numbers.
His Cowboys have averaged 38 points per game in those 5 games. Again, they're 4-1. He's thrown for well over 300 yards per game in those 5 games. But you're going back a couple of seasons now because he didn't play last year. I'm with you. I'm going to take under. Now, they might be playing catch-up, but I'm going to go under 300 yards for Dak Prescott against a very good Philadelphia Eagle defense on the road. Next question.
Is this weekend a must-win series for the Padres?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
We've reached that time in the year.
Yeah. You got 22 games remaining. You're in Colorado. Colorado's one of the worst teams in the history of the sport. You're 2-8 in your last 10. You got to win this series.
At some point, you have to put your foot down and win a series. They've lost 3 straight series.
Yeah, I don't care if you win 1-0, which would be kind of impossible in Colorado, but you got to win. I'm sorry, you just got to win. Hopefully, the offense continues to score runs this weekend in Colorado. I know Dylan Cease and Nick Pivetta will be on the mound in Colorado. I think I have to double check. I don't want to say it without looking, but screw it. I'll say it without looking. Does Nick Pivetta have bad career numbers at Coors Field?
Yeah, I think we've talked about that before, actually. Believe he does. We've talked about that before.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, I think Kevin maybe wrote about that here in the last 24 hours. That's a fair point. There's a lot of guys like that, obviously, with bad career numbers at Coors. I can find it, though.
Well, I'm just going to look here to see, because he pitched in Colorado this year, I want to say, and I don't remember if it was good or not.
Well, here are the career numbers: 1-6 with an 11-1-4.
Okay, that's not good.
1-6 with an 11-1-4.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Let me say it again: 1-6 with an 11-1-4. 36 runs in 26 innings.
He pitched at Colorado earlier this year, May 11th. That was his only start at Colorado this year. He's made 2 starts against the Rockies overall. His first start was at home, April 11th. Went 7 shutout innings, giving up only 3 hits, striking out 10, walking 1.
That was at home.
May 11th, on the road in Colorado. 4 innings, 6 earned runs, 7 hits, 1 home run allowed, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Yeah, his numbers are, you can't be worse than that, obviously. And here's the one thing I would say about the Rockies. And you know me, I'll prop any team up. But the Rockies in April, 4-22.
Oh my gosh.
The Rockies in May, 4-24. Since then, they've gotten better. June, 10-16. July, 9-15. August, 11-18. They're winless in September, 0-3. But they've been better is the point. Now they're awful. They've been
they're
historically bad.
They're not a good baseball team.
What's their record at Coors?
Their record at Coors this year?
Yeah, what's their home record?
I'll find that in 2 seconds. Hold on.
It's got to be awful.
At home, they are 22-50.
What are they in the road?
17-51.
So they're barely better.
Their run differential, John, is minus 364.
Yeah, they are historically bad.
They've given up 894 runs this year.
So they're going to give up 1,000 runs.
They're going to give up 1,000 runs.
Well, then you have to win the series. And I know they've been who cares that they've been better? They've still been bad.
No team in baseball is even within 100 runs given up as like in comparison to the Rockies. The next worst team in baseball is the Washington Nationals, which have allowed 758.
They're 39-101. We've all followed baseball. If you're a sports fan, you don't hear 39-101 a lot. That's a White Sox last couple of year record. 39-101. It's insane how bad they've been.
It's not good, John.
But with all that being said, you need to go win the series.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to win it starting with hopefully they play better on Friday. I hope it happens. We know you've made the point, the House of Horrors, the Padres all-time record at Coors Field, it's not good. It's under 500, obviously, all-time at Coors Field. So it's not some formality that they're just going to, it's the Rockies. They're going to win all these games coming up, 2 series against the Rockies in the next 10 days. I don't think it's a formality, but it's an expectation and a necessity that they need to win this series coming up this weekend.
No, but still, you can't lose another series here. Then it's going to feel like even dire than it feels right now.
Yeah, more dire, yep.
But the thing is, the way that the Dodgers are playing it, they're just keeping you in this thing and giving you hope.
Has that game started? When did you say it starts?
That has started. We are in the bottom of the 2nd inning scoreless right now in
Snell Skeens. Great matchup.
Yeah.
And the Pirates already won the first 2 games of this series.
They have, yeah.
And then the Dodgers are going to Baltimore, and the Orioles are hot. We just saw them. The Orioles are fully capable of winning against the Dodgers this weekend, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Skeens is through 2, struck out 3 so far, allowed no hits, walked nobody. Skeens' year, by the way, just to sidetrack for a second.
Is he still the Cy Young frontrunner?
He's gonna win the Cy Young in the National League.
Okay.
He's 9-9, which
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, but it's plenty to get him the Cy Young.
Yep.
Because all of his other numbers are incredible. 2.03 ERA. Depending on what he does tonight, that could drop below 2.
Yep.
168 and 2/3 inning pitched. 189 strikeouts and a .94 whip.
That's amazing. How long is he going to be there? Another half year? Another year and a half?
Again, I would ask for a trade, dude.
I mean, it's happening at some point.
His opponent batting average, John, is 196 on the season.
As a starter, it's so hard to do.
Over his first 52 starts in the majors,
is it sub 200?
197. Opponents are hitting 197 off of Paul Skeens in 52 career starts. Now,
and he still hasn't faced the Padres. Is that correct? In his career,
that is correct.
That's insane.
Now, look, I still think that Jackson Merrill should have won Rookie of the Year last year. I will die on that hill, but
I'm willing to say that.
But man, Paul Skeens is
I made the case for Merrill. I'm fine with it. I could still make the case, but I'm not going to die on the hill because Skeens' numbers were that good. As in,
I'll die on it.
I can make the case for Merrill, but it's the easiest case in the world for Skeens too. Truthfully, if you look, the numbers were great.
I know,
and then you're right. He didn't play as much time. It wasn't up. He was not a good team, but the numbers are the numbers.
Numbers are the numbers. But Jackson Merrill also had
a great year.
The numbers to win the Rookie of the Year as well. And I think what should have put him over the edge was team success and how vital he was to the team success.
And he was up day one.
Yep.
Skeens was not. And that wasn't Skeens' fault, but he wasn't up from day one. And you're right. He was never pitching in any meaningful game all year long.
And the crazy part is he's made 52 starts.
Still hasn't pitched in meaningful.
He has a 2 ERA in his career in 52 starts, yet he has pitched in 0 meaningful games in his career.
At some point, that'll change. I just don't think it's going to change in a Pirates
wild.
uniform. All right, Chris Hodge taking Vegas is going to join us at 4:30. He's got free picks for our listeners in the NFL and college that he's going to share. We're getting you ready for Eagles and Cowboys. You can hear it with pregame coverage beginning right after us at 4:45 this afternoon. So don't go anywhere. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Chris Hodge. I'm looking forward to having Chris Hodge back on the show. You know what it means when Chris Hodge is on the show?
It means it's football season, John.
I wasn't thinking that, actually. No, I was. Yep, Chris Hodge.
What does it mean?
It means, well, I just like hearing his like
Voice?
2 cents on all things like college, NFL, betting. I just like his perspective. I mean, he's been with us on Jon and Jim for what? All 4+ years of the show. He's been with us in some form or fashion, 13, 67, 60 for 10+ years.
He's like, I can't stand my wife in the other room rooting for the Mets.
You're doing good, Chris Hodge.
I don't know. I just pulled that out of my you-know-where.
Dude, do it. Can you, let me ask you.
Okay.
Okay, Chris, how do you feel about Padres' future bets in terms of winning the National League?
Well, John, I got nothing. I can't do it. I'm like trying to exaggerate it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I had one impersonation in me, and that was it. I can't continue to do it anymore. Sorry.
Former Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett on the Micah Parsons trade. It might be better if you actually heard it from him. But the quote is, I was shocked. You can't let that guy outside the building. Of course, he worked for Jerry for forever. He's an elite player, the best pass rusher in the league, the most disruptive defensive player over the last 4 years. Okay.
You know, the more I think about that trade, while on paper it just looks incredibly stupid how you let a player 26 years old in his prime walk. This kind of feels like this was always going to happen because Jerry
right.
made his bed by paying all this money to Dak and CeeDee Lamb and other,
Right.
it just, he has ruined as far as like the salary cap goes. Like they don't have all this room anymore.
But what choice? Like, okay, you got Dak Prescott. What are you going to do? You go
Not
pony?
give him $60 million a year?
But isn't that what other option did he have? 55? Don't you just
50?
pony?
You can give a guy, and we'll see what happens with Brock Purdy, but like Brock Purdy, he's getting paid $53 million this year, or at least that's his AAV going forward. He's sandwiched right in between like Jared Goff and Tua Tagovailoa.
But Dak's numbers were gaudier.
What?
Dak's numbers have been gaudier in his career than Brock Purdy's, right? Bigger, more significant.
He's played longer than Brock
That's what I'm
Purdy.
saying. So he had earned.
He's also
number.
never made an NFC title game or a Super Bowl.
But I mean, in the business of football, can you really go sell to Dak's agent? Hey, you know what? You got gaudy numbers. We haven't won. We're going to offer you. We're going to make it the 9th high. I mean, they basically had to pay him. Like
they had to pay him, but not $60 million a year.
And then again, something like CeeDee Lamb. I mean, what choices do you have in the league? You're either letting players walk or you're meeting their demands.
That's why when you have a guy on a rookie deal,
got to win.
You got to win. And when you sign that guy, you got to win also right then as well, because over the course of 4 or 5 years after you get that deal, things might not look as good. So you got like a window when you sign a dude, because you can move money around. The cap in the NFL, it's moving daily. Like people take restructured contracts all the time.
Exactly.
So you can make things work. But also if Micah Parsons is going to get $47 million or whatever it was a year, couple that with 60 a year from Dak.
You're saying it makes sense for them because they just don't have the money to do it, and they couldn't put a competitive team in the field by paying 3 players all that money.
Yeah, you would have had CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, and Dak Prescott.
All of
no offensive line, no help on defense, no other weapons besides CD.
So do you think, I guess at the end of the day, do you think they live to regret that, or they more like live to regret the way they structure their contracts over the last 3 years?
I think they'll live to regret the way they structured the contracts over the last couple seasons, because once you did that, signing Micah Parsons to the contract that he was looking for, you could have done it, but it also would have put you in cap hell. And the Cowboys are a team that needs a lot of help because they've lost a lot of players, and they need improvements in a lot of areas. So signing the guy to that big of a contract, while on paper it looks stupid that you gave up Micah Parsons, and probably if you're looking, all right, you got to keep 2 of the 3, Dak, CD, or Micah. Keep 2 of those guys. Who are you keeping?
I mean, truthfully, I think you probably should keep one of the guys being a defensive player because they've outscored people or they've tried to outscore people, and offensively that hasn't really worked with the Cowboys. It's hard to let any of them walk. I don't think you let a quarterback walk, a franchise quarterback. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's a terrific receiver. I think probably though you have to prioritize defense to some extent, right? If you're the Cowboys, problem is they can't stop anyone. They can score.
Micah, I don't like Dak I just think he's kind of, we'll see. But to me, I would have kept the quarterback and the edge rusher over the wide receiver because the wide receiver you can replace. So we'll see.
Do you think a little bit of their cap problems stem just from the way the players union set up these days to where, CeeDee Lamb can't just go and ask for an extension. He has to go out and ask to be the highest paid wide receiver in all of football, regardless of if he deserves it or not, just because the union will get pissed if he doesn't, because it's going to screw up the rate for the, going wide receivers. So in a way, they kind of have to pay them, or like you said, they have to cut him loose and somebody else will pay him. And they all know Jared's got deep pockets, so they think he's going to get paid.
That's a good conversation for Jon and Jim tomorrow, beginning at 2 p.m. with Jim Russell.
No.
But on cue, NFL fans, week 1 just became your place to play free and grow the bag. DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL, is here with Bag Builder, a completely free way to play for a share of $1 million or more in cash. Think you can stack some cash? Here's how it works. How does it work, Jim?
Download the Pick 6 app. DraftKings is the easiest way to play fantasy. All you got to do is use our code SD760. Enter for free. Just make 6 picks, more or less, on player stats for week 1. That's it. It's that simple. No entry fee. There's no catch.
All right. So week 1 officially begins in 45 minutes. Give me a couple of picks that you like for your pick 6 for week 1.
I love Ashton Genty more than a half rushing touchdown.
Okay.
Love it. And if you're looking at tomorrow's game in Brazil, Justin Herbert, more than 230 and a half passing yards.
It's only 230 and a half passing yards.
230 and a half passing yards.
All right. So you like Herbert, you like Genty, who makes his NFL debut this weekend for the Raiders. Don't just sit back, get in for free, build the bag and run it up. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use code SD760. You heard me right. The code is SD760. Opt in and start stacking entries for NFL Week 1. Zero cost, huge upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. Must claim token for free entry in Bag Builder contest. Only perfect entries earn share of cash prize. Tokens are single use and expire September 8th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Terms at pick6.com. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Chris Hodge taking Vegas. He's got free picks for our listeners coming up. Plus Eagles and Cowboys. Pregame coverage begins at 4:45. This is Jon and Jim.
All right, this update's brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Padres have an off day today. They start a 3-game series against the Rockies tomorrow night in Colorado. Padres are somehow still only 2.5 games back of the Dodgers in the National League West. Dodgers and Pirates underway right now. Pittsburgh looking for the sweep over the Dodgers. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning in Pittsburgh, still scoreless there. Really good pitching matchup. Paul Skeens on the mound for the Pirates against Blake Snell. Actually, Pirates just took a 1-0 lead, John. Pirates just took a 1-0 lead over the Dodgers. Blake Snell on the mound for LA. And tonight kicks off the NFL season in Philadelphia. The defending Super Bowl champion Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys. 5:20 kickoff. 4:45 is when our pregame coverage starts. You can listen to all the action right here on San Diego Sports 760. Need HVAC this month? Get 0% for 18 months on a new system. Schedule your free proposal at AndersonPHA.com. Anderson, fast, reliable, wow.
All right. You know, it's football season because Chris Hodge is back with us on San Diego Sports 760 and Jon and Jim, part of Sports Investors Daily, sponsored by TakingVegas.com. Every Saturday, all season long, you can hear Chris 8 to 9 a.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. He's been amazing. Anyone that's been with us over the years on Jon and Jim or 760 or 1360 knows how good Chris has been. Specifically last year,
he was on the all-time heater.
All-time heater, okay? The last 26 shows, this is all documented. You can go back and listen, all right? You can write it all down. His last 26 shows with the free picks that he gave out, 20 wins. He had a push and 5 losses. Think about that. His last 26 plays with the free picks for our listeners, he had 20 wins and a push. So first of all, Chris, it's great to have you back, man. Happy football season. How are you doing?
I missed you guys, man. You guys are my favorite guys to do the call-ins with. This is I missed you.
We heard
I'm happy to be back.
We heard your voice on the radio on some spots, and we're like, "Oh yes, we love it.
We absolutely love it." Okay, so first of all, we're 45 minutes down. We have pregame coverage actually in 15 minutes right here on San Diego Sports 760. We have the champs and the Eagles. We have the Cowboys. We've got the division rivalry. I know you've got an opinion on it. So how can our listeners get tonight's game from you? Because they can get it from you for free, right, tonight?
Absolutely. And nothing has changed. It's the same. You text the word win to the number 545454. There's no one to speak to. The play will automatically be sent to you via text message. Dallas, Philly tonight. Start the season off with a bang. Everyone is interested in the game. This is like the happiest time of the year. Wives hate us right now because they know they're not going to see us for the next 6 months, but that's fine. We're good. Dallas, Philly, it's free, it's yours. And like you said, we had 20 wins, 5 losses, and 1 push via the last 26 text message plays that I had on this show. So text the word win to the number 545454, and we'll look to get you started on a positive note tonight with Dallas and Philly.
And on a personal note for you, I mean, Eagles and Cowboys isn't like the dream matchup to open up your season, right?
I mean, I hate both teams. I mean, it is what it is. But I hate most teams. I live in New York. I hate the Mets. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I mean, how do you like these 2 teams? But, you know, you take your emotion out of it. You take that part of it out of it when you're in my line of work. You have to do that. If you think a team is going to win or you think a total is going to go over or stay under, you go with it. And if you go with your gut and you research and you do your hard work, you win more than you lose. And I think I've proven that on your show since I think 2013 now. So, they got a good sample size of me for the last 12 years in San Diego.
Absolutely. Tomorrow, we have a Friday game in Brazil, Chargers and Chiefs. What do you got going on in that game?
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep this quick. I'm going to take the Chargers plus 3.5. I mean, if you look at the games they played last year, 17-10 at LA, and the Chargers had every opportunity. I believe they were up 10-0 in that game. They had every opportunity to win that game at home, and Kansas City made some plays in the fourth quarter. And then when they went to, Arrowhead, the Chargers had them beat. They were up, and Kansas City had one last second drive there, and they made a field goal with no time left on the clock. I think Keenan Allen coming back after his hiatus there in Chicago, which I can't explain why anyone would do that. But him coming back to the Chargers, I think that helps. And if you look at Kansas City, I mean, they have so much stuff going on with offseason and their receivers tomorrow, man. They don't really have guys suiting up. So it's going to be Kelsey, who's obviously he's getting up there in age, and really no one else at receiver. So Mahomes is great. We know that. But 3.5, I just think that's too many points. It wouldn't shock me if the Chargers won the game outright. We'll take the 3.5, but it's going to be a close game. And when it's a close game, you take the underdog.
All right, so Chargers plus the points. Again, if you want tonight, football's back tonight. Eagles-Cowboys in 40 minutes. If you want the free play tonight from Chris Hodge, text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 545454. That's WIN to 545454. Now, college football, one of the big games of week one was South Florida beating Boise State. Now we have South Florida on Saturday. What's your opinion in this one?
You know, I watched the Florida LIU game. I'm from Long Island. I know a lot of those kids on that LIU football team. And obviously they beat them 55-0, which was expected. They were minus 46 in the game. But for a game that you win 55-0, I mean, Florida didn't look good. They didn't look cohesive. They're playing. I mean, that team from LIU, nice kids, good players. But in terms of SEC football, I mean, they're just not on Florida's talent level. And Florida really didn't get things going. They had a couple good plays on defense that led to some points, but I mean, I'm watching Florida. I'm like, wow, they're struggling in this game. And, hats off to South Florida. I mean, they really, put a beating on Boise. But if you go look at that game, obviously they win the game, I believe, by 27. But if you look at the game, right, Boise State really controlled the time of possession. They had the same amount of yards. South Florida faked a punt for a touchdown in that game. South Florida really played well. And I don't think they're going to beat Florida, right? I'm not going to say that. I'm not calling for an upset when they're plus 650. But Florida should not be 17.5 in this game. They're not 17.5 points better than South Florida. They might be 10 points better than them, but they're not 17.5 where they're going to win the game by 18. I think Florida with that, South Florida with their quarterback there, who's a dual threat. He can run, he can throw. And South Florida has a very underrated defense. Their defense, they got transfer guys from all over the country. I think they're going to give Florida fits in this game. It wouldn't shock me if Florida wins the game with a late field goal. So you're getting 17.5. Take the points with South Florida. And I really think that's going to be an easy winner this weekend.
What are some future bets you have for this NFL season here, Chris?
I mean, this is the dumb of the dumb. I mean, they keep doing this with Pittsburgh. This guy Tomlin's never had a losing season. And they keep making this lie. They did it last year. And if you look at Pittsburgh's first 10 or 11 games of the season, they really have an easy first 10 or 11 games. So to put them at 8.5, I think Pittsburgh goes over that total. I think the Texans are going to win the AFC South because you can't trust Daniel Jones with the Colts. Forget that. Tennessee, forget with Cam Ward. And Jacksonville's Jacksonville. Houston's the best team with the best coach in that division. So you get them at like plus 105 to plus 115. And this was one we were giving out 3 weeks ago that we got lucky with because we were giving out the Packers to win the NFC North. They were plus 220. With the Parsons trade, they jumped to plus 170. Now they are now the favorite to win that division, but they're still plus 170. The Lions are plus 175. So I like the Texans and the Packers to win their respective divisions. I'm going to give you the Steelers to go over their win total. And I think, I mean, how much longer can God hate Buffalo, right? Like eventually you got to smile on them. So I'm going to go Buffalo to win the Super Bowl. I think they get it done this year.
Buffalo to win the Super Bowl. Wow. I hope they're listening in Western New York. Chris Hodge with us right now. Sports Investor Daily, sponsored by TakingVegas.com. You can hear him every Saturday all season long, 8 to 9 a.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. If you want Eagles-Cowboys tonight, absolutely free. Text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 545454. Again, text WIN to 545454. I need your opinion on this, Chris, because I've been seeing this and I have no idea what it really means. The sites that are offering prediction markets, what do I need to know about that? What do our listeners need to know about prediction markets? What does it even mean?
Yeah, it's like options trading for sports.
Okay.
And I love this because I have been saying this, and you guys know this for years. And some people, you guys haven't, but some people on some radio stations have basically mocked this concept. I said, sports wagering is like the stock market. You have to treat it as such. And I had people laughing and no, it's not. And 10 years ago and 5 years ago. And I've said the same exact message. Now what? You have a Robinhood account. You see prediction markets where they do it in cents. So meaning you can go buy the Eagles tonight at 70 cents. Right. And if the Eagles score, that is going to jump up to 80 cents and you could trade it live as the game is going on. So the hypocrisy there is what's it become? It's become like the stock market, which is what I said for 10 years, 15 years. And I'm not an I told you so type of guy. My wife might disagree with that, but I told you so. It's like the stock market, and the people who treat sports wagering as an investment and a business, they will have success. If you're a crazy lunatic that bets 5 games a day, you will not have success. So if you call us or you text us, we have people that are involved with the options trading right now with the prediction markets. We're really going to try to take advantage of that.
What do you want to tell us about? You said there's a site. Is it girlsthatgamble.live?
Absolutely.
Okay,
man.
girlsthatgamble.live. You said they have $1 million idea. What's this idea?
Oh man, they're great over there. Girlsthatgamble.live. They have some. First of all, they're doing a brand new sports handicapping show. It's hosted by Brandy Roderick, who was the 2001 Playboy Playmate of the Year. I know that was 24 years ago, but she still looks great. I'm sorry if my wife is listening, but my wife knows, right? It's okay. They have a great idea with it. You know, they have girls there that are really networking in what they do. And obviously girls in that line of work, they have a lot of connections. And what do you need in sports? You need a lot of connections to have success. You can't just open a newspaper and say, oh, I think this team's going to win. So they started off the year last week with a big win against Notre Dame. They used Miami. They got the job done outright. So if you go to girlsthatgamble.live, I think they're charging like $9 for picks, and you can interact with very attractive women who can make you money and can keep you happy as the night goes along. I don't know, but girlsthatgamble.live, they're going to do great things over there. You know, I wouldn't have jumped in with them and put my name on it if I didn't believe in their idea. So go check out girlsthatgamble.live. They're doing great things.
Jim, go jot that down.
Oh, I already have. Don't worry.
Chris Hodge, Sports Investors Daily.
Everything else I said, right? Never mind all the free picks, this, Pittsburgh. Nah, girlsthatgamble.live. We'll look at
exactly. Yeah. There's a spike now. The search
100%.
engine. The girls. Yeah.
Okay. So if you want tonight's game again, Chris, you can just text the word win, right? Text win to 545454. You got Eagles-Cowboys for our listeners right now.
Yeah, simple. Same thing as last year. Same thing as the last 5 years that I've been on your show or forever here. Text the word win to the number 545454. We'll start you off with a free pick on Dallas, Philadelphia. And look, it's a great football weekend. You got a free pick from me, Kansas City, LA. On the show Saturday morning, you're going to be hearing about a false favorite that we absolutely love. It's right around plus 150 right now. We're going to give that out for free. And obviously, look, it's Christmas in September, right? Football's here, the NFL
100%.
is here, and let's have some fun. And I'm not going to promise that I can go 25-1 over the next 26 picks. I'm not going to promise you guys that. That's 80%. But, you know, if we're right around 66 to 70%, I think that's highly attainable, and everyone listening should make money.
Isn't that amazing? 20 wins,
Incredible.
5 losses, 1 push on his last 26 free picks right here on San Diego Sports 760. Chris, great to have you back. We'll hear you Saturday morning. We'll do it again next Thursday. We'll do it throughout the course of the football season, and enjoy tonight's game. All right, man?
All right. It was great hearing you guys' voices again. Thanks for having
You
me
as
back
well,
on.
man.
I'll get you next week.
All right,
Later,
Chris
man.
Hodge, again, Sports Investors Daily, sponsored by TakingVegas.com. Get it tonight free. Text WIN to 545454. So we got Eagles. We have Cowboys. It's coming up in 30 minutes. We're going to have pregame coverage actually momentarily, and it's amazing. The long off season for football fans is over. It's a long one, man, and it's finally over.
We have the television on studio, and the game tonight's on what is it? NBC. And they're doing a video package. Do you know who that they just showed on television?
I wasn't even looking at it. No, what did they show? I missed it.
Do you watch Love Island?
Oh, I didn't know who that was either.
Was it Love Island? Who was on?
You don't watch Love Island.
I do not.
But one of the main characters from Love Island this past year was a woman called Huda.
Okay.
And she caused a lot of drama. For some reason, NBC, we didn't hear it. They did a whole video spot package with Huda from Love Island.
Does NBC have any involvement with Love Island in any capacity? Like Bravo? Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, they own it.
Yeah,
they
there you
own, Love Island was on Peacock.
Yeah, they're not doing it otherwise.
No.
You know, so yeah, there's that cross promotion value,
Yeah.
tens of millions of
Right.
Americans watching.
Love Island was the #1 rated streaming show for the time it was on.
So then it makes sense, right? To
Yeah.
promote it to NFL fans and vice versa.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting,
So Eagles and Cowboys coming up. Pregame coverage in about 60 seconds from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. We're back tomorrow at 2. And by we, I mean Jim. I'll be traveling to Portland, Washington. Sean Lewis show tomorrow night at 6. Maybe I'll call in to Jim to make his life slightly easier at some point tomorrow.
Maybe.
If you missed anything today, sportssd.com, iHeartRadio app, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, or Spotify. Kevin Acee will be on the show tomorrow. We'll get you ready for Padres and Rockies, a weekend series from Denver, Colorado. All right, Eagles and Cowboys, the NFL season is back. The opener on the other side, pregame coverage. You can hear it all on San Diego Sports 760. For Brent and Jim, I'm John. Keep it here. This is San Diego Sports 760.
Okay.
Bye-bye.